What's shaking, everybody? It is Championship Saturday here on Orange Bloods Live. I'm Jeff Ketchum. That is Chad Hastings. We are here with you for the Pinthouse Big 12 title game watch along. I can feel the excitement in the air at 10:48 in the morning, just when football is supposed to be played.
Ooh, it's going to be a good day. Going to be a good day. Catch a lot of good football to watch. Texas has an opportunity to put on a show. Got all the Pinthouse stuff ready to roll. I got Pinthouse stuff in the background like normal. All those beautiful cans. I got a beautiful can. It's a perfect name, Catch. They have a Mexican lager called Burro's Breakfast. Look at this beautiful bad boy. Look at that.
Oh, it's perfect for breakfast.
Burro's Breakfast. See the burro? See the burro right there? Burro's Breakfast, baby. That is it. So we're going to get that in the Pinthouse koozie ready to go for the first half. I got a special brew if Texas is winning by 17 or more in the second half. Shout out to Pinthouse. The QR codes will be popping up. And remember, $2 off pints when you wear your UT gear at Longhorn games. They've been doing that all season long. There's a good QR code for you. Check out their menu. The Cannonball Meat Lovers Pizza is my favorite. All the great beer. Got to go out there this week and do a tour. Shout out to Tyler and the rest of the guys at Pinthouse. Got to see our man Dustin McComas this week, Catch. King of Ping. The King of Ping, who may be the biggest Pinthouse fan out there. He got to, we got to go out there. We got to get into the process a little bit. We got to smell some hops, and it was very, very cool. So shout out to the Pinthouse folks. They do great stuff. Get out there. Remember, NFL weekends, you've got NFL Sundays, $4 off pitchers at any Pinthouse location. They're all awesome. South Lamar, great. Burnett's awesome. Round Rock, obviously that OG is great. And if you haven't been to the new brewing location on Ben White, fantastic. Just fantastic layout. You will love it. So Pinthouse, they've been with us all season long, Catch, with the watch along. And it's been so much fun to do. Thanks to everybody on the Specs chat. Shout out to Specs as well. They've been with us all season long. Now let's see if Texas can finish this off, Catch, and really give Boo and the committee something to think about tomorrow morning.
Did you just turn the watch along into a Bonnie Raitt song?
Let's give them something to talk about. Kinda, yes.
Yeah, I once was at a pool hall where somebody put $20 into the jukebox and only played Let's Give Them Something to Talk About for like 2 hours. And this is what we hope the Longhorns do today. Yeah. We hope for a little over 3 hours, they're constantly giving the committee something to talk about. Guys, do us a solid as you're coming in to watch the video. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, get notifications. It's going to be a big weekend. The plan at this point is we've got watch along. And then as soon as the watch along ends, we'll go right into the postgame show tonight. There's a good chance that this is why you get notifications. There's a pretty good chance at some point tonight, Chad and I are just going to do an impromptu watch along for the Florida State Louisville game because everybody's going to be watching it.
That's the third string quarterback. Who knows? Could be a third string quarterback against a Louisville defense. Who knows what happens? All I know, Catch, is I feel like if it's, 14-7 Louisville at the half, I'm going to be seeing your face about that time, and exactly. You're going to be seeing mine.
If it's 14-14, whatever the case may be, barring Florida State being up 20 at halftime.
Exactly.
There's a good chance there will be a part 2 Pinthouse watch along. We'll do a second one tonight, and then tomorrow they'll announce the playoff stuff at about 11:15. At 10:45, we'll be starting our own kind of analysis breakdown of the playoff announcements. Not even sure how long we're going to go during the day, but the plan will be me, Chad, Anwar, Sukamel. We'll all be involved. So the next 24 hours or so are going to be hopping here on Orange Bloods Live. And when we tell you to get notifications, this is the weekend for why you would want to do that, because I can't even tell you when we might go live tonight, but there's a good chance we will go live tonight. If you got notifications, you'll get the heads up, and you can join Chad and I tonight while you're watching football. Why not join all of your friends in the Specs chat? Because the expectation will be, oh, by the way, Texas does need to win today.
Yes. Yes, check. They do need.
Just so you know, all of this is conditioned on Texas taking care of business tonight, like Washington took care of their business last night. Chad, you and I were really excited about that game. I think we thought there was a good chance that we were going to get exactly the kind of game that we got the first time these two teams played. It went exactly the way you and I said it was going to go. For all of the catches ranking Oregon ahead of Texas. Well, do you know who I ranked ahead of Oregon? Washington. And do you know who I said all week long was going to win that game? Washington. And do you know who both picked Washington to beat Oregon last night? These two guys. We both did.
Yeah, so because all week I love that 9.5. I saw that 9.5, thought it was crazy. At the very least, I thought, well, you got to take Washington and the points. As the week went on, I thought, man, DeBoer is going to have these guys ready to roll. They're being disrespected, and that's kind of the way it played out. You could feel their edge in that first half. Great comeback from Oregon, obviously. That thing went from 20-3 to, we got a ball game in just a couple drives. But Washington's line of scrimmage was the difference. Penix wasn't phenomenal, but Penix was good when he needed to be. He hit big plays when he needed to. Washington defense stepped up, and Dan Lanning always willing to make a crazy call here and there. Were you surprised, Catch, that Lanning went conservative in a way? It was kind of conservative, I guess. Were you surprised he went onside kick over 2 minutes to go and 3 timeouts? I'm just thinking kick that thing deep at that point. He's got like 2:10 and all of his timeouts.
Can I tell you what I was really thinking? I never understand. If I was a head coach, I have this idea in my head that the right way to do an onside kick, if you get a situation like you did with Washington where they've got all their guys, they got one guy deep and they got 10 guys that are lined up ready to recover an onside kick.
Right.
I would practice the hell out of kicking that ball over the heads of the people who were in it and letting it be a race to the football somewhere between about 10 or 15 yards behind where the guys line up. I feel like that's actually the sweet spot in an onside kick because the back guy can't get there fast enough to do anything. So you're putting the guys. So I was okay with the onside kick primarily because I understand if Lanning at that point felt like we're just not going to get the ball back. I mean, Washington at that point has really been running the ball on them. You always felt like if they needed to on a 3rd and 5, and this is how they won the game, that Penix could find one of his receivers for 5.
Mm-hmm.
That was always in their hip pocket, and it didn't prove to be the case last night. I thought what was interesting about that game is Georgia started really fast. Washington started really fast and loose. And the bigger their lead got, once they hit the 17-point lead, it felt like Washington tightened up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And what I really respected about what happened to Washington is they let Oregon go on a 21-0 run. And at that point, they snapped out of it. Yeah. And they became really the best versions of themselves. The Washington from the last quarter and a half from last night can win a playoff game. They aren't consistently that team, but I was really impressed that once Oregon went up on Washington, it felt like Washington found another gear, and they found another gear at a time when I really thought they were in trouble. So kudos to Washington. In the end, the number 3 team in the country beats the number 5 team in the country by 3 points, which is kind of what the difference between 3 and 5 should probably be. It's the second time this year that Oregon has lost to Washington by 3. It feels like it's definitively safe to say Oregon's not better than Washington by 3 points.
Yes, that is no doubt. Also, Catch, it is official based on what we know. That's goodbye to Oregon. So we'll salute Oregon. Good season.
Oregon, it's been real.
That's 2. And now if you're a Texas fan, let's just think about the mentality, Catch. All of that stuff we talked about this week, clear it out of your brain. Longhorn fans, all that Duck energy. Get that Duck energy out of your head. It's done. It's over. They don't have one loss anymore, and you don't have to do comparison. What about the resume? Wheeler won in Tuscaloosa. Don't have to worry about it. It's done. It's over.
There's a reason why earlier this week, Chad, I was telling people don't worry about Oregon.
You told them right. You told them. I told them. First of all, you and I would have told them not to worry about it because Washington's winning the damn game, and we did that, and they didn't believe us. But that's okay. So now Oregon's done. Polished Tom Herman. He goes back to Eugene, and all you need to focus on now is putting on a show against the Mullet. Have y'all seen Jerry World yet? Have you seen the combined WWE Big 12 logo? Go to social media. You'll see it. Go to my Twitter if you want, at C Hastings OBL. I retweeted The Undertaker showing off that belt the championship that's going to be given out to the MVP. Catch, this is an extra level show. And I've said it all week. Texas needs to put on a show at a stadium that will always be the craziest place I've ever seen for a show like this. Put on your show and make this committee tell you no. That's what Texas needs to be thinking today.
There's no doubt about it. And look, old Boo was doing the rounds this morning. He was on the ESPN show down at the SEC championship game. By the way, Greg Sankey cut an excellent SEC playoff promo.
That was perfect.
He did what you and I were talking about Sark needs to be doing, assuming Texas beats Oklahoma State today. And again, kickoff probably in about 15 minutes on the dot based on the clock that we had on game day earlier today. It looked like kickoff was going to be scheduled for 11:12. So at 10:57, get settled. You got time to make a ham sandwich. That's what I did, Chad. I was ham sandwich. I got to have some substance.
Yeah. I got some snackables ready. Got a little protein bars, got some almonds. I'm taking Dion's advice, going to refresh with almonds. So I got beer, water, almonds, and some protein ready to go. Because if I do a sandwich, I'll be asleep by halftime if I do a sandwich. I just got to
Well, you get to cut out early.
That's true.
As soon as the game is over, you get to leave. I then have to do what I am going to assume is an hour and a half-ish post-game show, which means I'm about to go until 5 o'clock tonight.
Yeah. You're going to have a day like back you're going to have a day like way back in the day in radio when like one person would be sick in a day and you'd find yourself like, how did I agree to do 10 hours of radio in a row? What the hell just happened?
I prepared for that with signing day coverages. Like,
yes,
we'll just go all day, and then it prepares you for these marathons. So we got a big, long, full show. A little bit of some injury stuff. Sark told us on Thursday. Sark said everybody was good to go.
Yeah, he did.
So there wouldn't be any issues. Sark announced in a pregame interview earlier, about an hour ago with the Longhorn Network, Ryan Watts not available.
Okay.
That makes this Texas defense not as good as they normally are. That is, suddenly you know that Gavin Holmes and Malik Muhammad are going to have a much bigger piece of an impact in this game. They got to find a way. This defense, there's two guys they really have to stop. They got to stop Ollie Gordon. They got to stop Brennan Presley. Those are the two weapons that Oklahoma State brings to the table. No Ryan Watts. It's not the kind of thing that's going to make you start biting your fingernails or suddenly, oh my God, the point spread just dropped by 6 points. It's not like that, but it is the kind of thing that you need to make a mental note of early on. Keep an eye on that. Another thing to keep an eye on, CJ Baxter before the game looked a little gingerly in game warmups. They're pointing out that he had a hip pointer from last Saturday or last Friday against Texas Tech. He's going to go, but I have to admit, if you watched the video that the Texas football Twitter account put out, there's a part of me that thought I should run over to Prize Picks and take the less on the 90-plus yards that they've got CJ Baxter on. Or maybe if you don't want to be negative, maybe you should go put a plus on the 35 that they've got Jaden Blue associated with. Or maybe it will make no difference whatsoever, but we wouldn't be doing our job if we weren't talking about the little things leading up to kickoff here in about 12 minutes. Chad, does that do anything to you? No Ryan Watts, and not quite sure what to think of the CJ Baxter that looks like he's going to play, but certainly looks like he's not at 100%.
Yeah, the two things there. Yes, it definitely, to me, there's a focus point now. Without Watts, we know that this Oklahoma State team wants to throw a lot of slants. Does Texas allow them to do that? And Texas fans, you know it. The number's been bad the last few weeks. It sits at 94 this week. 94 against the pass for Texas. Oklahoma State, are they elite? Are they like Dez Bryant and Woods brothers? No. But they're 35 in the country throwing the ball. And if you let them get going, you'll let them get going. And Mike Gundy knows how to orchestrate these things. And if y'all think, they've said it today on game day, I love this mindset catch if I'm an Oklahoma State fan. Oklahoma State gets a chance to be the reason that Oklahoma and Texas don't win this Big 12 championship. Just think about that for a second. He is there. They're the reason Oklahoma's not there because they won Bedlam. And they can be the reason that Texas doesn't get this Big 12 title and goes to the SEC with a bad taste in their mouth. Catch, they're going to be hair on fire, out of their minds. They're rocking the black unis today. They're going to have an attitude. They've got no pressure, absolutely at all. They've lost 3 games, for God's sakes, and we know what 2 of them are. I want to see Texas come out and really establish something. 11 a.m. kick. It could still be sleepy. Jerry World is a bizarre place. The sight lines are messed up. You can't find the play clock. You can't find the real clock. What's that over there? What's that ribbon board? Oh my God, is that artwork? Yes, Jerry's wife picked it out. There's all kinds of stuff going on in this damn place.
Wait, is that Picasso?
Is that a Cezanne? Man, that's really a good representation of his work. No, you got to be paying attention to the game. Can Texas start off and really apply a fist to the face? Or are we going to see like a 35-yard Ollie Gordon run towards the beginning where we go, oh, come on now, dial in, here we go. Do they want to tackle him early in the morning catch? Do they want to meet this challenge early? Let's see what it looks like with Texas. How they start, to me, is massive today because the world is watching. Everybody's watching. They're on the stage. How do they start today?
Well, and look, they've got everybody's attention. It's 11 a.m. It's like last night.
Yep.
It's kind of the only game in town. I mean, you could be a degenerate and be like, oh, I got to see what's going on in the New Mexico State game. You could.
Yeah.
But my TV didn't change last night. It was, no. And I had, my Sixers were playing the Celtics. Didn't matter. I was like, I can keep up with that score online. The game was on Washington and Oregon and didn't change. And I think you're going to get that today. You're going to get the Longhorns with the entire nation watching. And when was the last time that happened? Probably Oklahoma.
I was going to say OU because, again, that's that you don't love that 11 o'clock kick all the time, but it is showcase time. And then remember, because that was the day A&M played Bama later in the day. Bigger games are later in the day. That there may have been a Big Ten game that day, but I can't think of what it was.
Well, so, and I would have said last week, but we know that Oregon and Oregon State were playing at the same time. Those games weirdly almost ended at the same time. So for as impressive as Texas was, they were sharing the stage with an Oregon team that at the time was doing the exact same thing that Texas was on that date. So the committee's watching. I think Texas has their attention. Like, they're open-minded about some of this. There's a good chance, mathematically, as of today, it's like 50-50. It really comes down to what you think happens in this Florida State game later in the week. But the conversation of what do you do with a Florida State team that's undefeated but doesn't pass the eyeball test. Texas fans have been upset at the idea that the eyeball test is even a thing. But you know what? It could be a thing that works in your favor if you're impressive and then you put Florida State into a position where even if they win, questions are being asked about them, about the overall quality of their team. Don't do that today, Texas. Don't put yourself into a position where this game stays close enough that everybody says, well, no. Actually, we're not going to we're not going to give Texas the benefit of the doubt over an undefeated team. When I think that's a conversation that at least people are open-minded to at this point. It's imperative that Texas, I think, flash today. I've said this, Chad, and it pisses Texas fans off. How many times since the Oklahoma game has Texas looked like a playoff team? And the answer to that is really just once.
Yeah.
Last week against Texas Tech, if you watched that game, you went, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is emphatic. This looks like a team that can play with anybody. Texas hasn't really been that for most of the last 2 months. Today, be that team, and I think, the world could be your oyster in 24 hours from now.
By the way, if anybody's wondering, Lee Corso puts on the dog head and picks Georgia in the game. Remember, we'll take your super chats in the Specs chat. Over 200 folks ready to roll. There it is. Oh, look at that.
Take a look at these picks, guys.
Iowa. I like it. What? That's great. Here's a chat from Barb. Super chat. What up, fellas? Ready to listen while watching 27 seconds ahead at Pluckers Round Rock. Texas 49-20. We're both big fans of Pluckers. Catch is a Pluckers legend, and I know he's been to Round Rock a few times. Shout out to Pluckers Round Rock and all the great Pluckers locations around Austin and around the state, because I know they're packed today with some Longhorn fans looking for a show. Catch, to your point about Oregon, not only is Oregon 2 losses and out,
is
now
Jason Momoa about to sing the national anthem? What's going on here?
I don't know. Is that who that is? Is that Jason Momoa?
No, it's Warren Ziders.
Oh, I don't know who that is. Okay.
I don't either. He kind of looks like a mini-sized version of Jason Momoa.
He kind of does, and I'll bet he'll take that compliment all day long. He might have better hair. So
is that possible? I don't have hair. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think some real inspection to that.
His hair looks maybe even more luscious than what Momoa's got going on. So with the Oregon deal, think about it. Texas has a chance now to be the better eyeball team, the eye test team. Texas fans didn't want to talk about eye test. Now they don't have to worry about it. They don't have to worry about the fact that they were losing it. What happened in the pageant last night, Catch, is that one of those finalists was asked about how to save the world and how would you work towards world peace. And her answer was, I'd get everybody free Starbucks. And the crowd went, oh, okay. So Oregon just wasn't quite ready. Now, Texas gets to show off today, and they will win. My prediction, Texas will win an eye test battle with Florida State based on how each of them wants to win, based on how their coaches should call the game today, and obviously based on quarterback. If Texas can't eye test Florida State today, well, then we really don't have a discussion. If Florida State wins and Texas wins, I'm going to say Texas looks better today than Florida State, and then we can make an argument for Texas. Obviously, if Florida State loses, Texas has a spot, but it's just going to be – there's a lot of cosmetic to today, Catch, and it's perfect because you're in the cosmetic you're in the cosmetic mecca of Dallas, where how things look matters a lot more than how they actually are, and that's what Texas has to do today. You got to get into that mindset. You're in the plastic Dallas area. You're in that spaceship. It's all about perception. Forget about reality.
Well, I think first
give them a perception.
Yes, but I also I think it's important that Texas.
What up, dogs?
Hey, can somebody in my family stop the dogs?
By the way, quick super chat, Texas TV, what up? Congrats to Washington beating Oregon, helping the committee not choose Oregon. And good morning, fellas. Good morning to you, Texas TV. Hope you're having a good one. And apparently, Catch's dogs are ready to fight. We'll see if Texas's dogs are ready to fight today. Come on.
I got 3 human beings in the house, and apparently Dad matters so little that the dogs can do that. My family's like, Dad's not doing anything important.
I'm sure it wasn't about you. I'm sure that wasn't about you.
Well, it definitely wasn't about me. That's my issue, Chad.
That's your problem. It wasn't about me. What happened there?
Sorry, guys, just trying to pay the bills.
Come on, keep the lights on.
Hey, can I give a quick programming note? For those who can't get the game because of DirecTV, you can stream the game on ESPN3 and ESPN.com.
See, that's what I was wondering.
If you're lucky.
It's got to be good here.
Because sometimes they ask you for your service provider, and if you're honest and you pick the service provider that you had, like the people who aren't getting DirecTV or that it was in the Metroplex, right? That lost ABC on DirecTV?
It's everywhere. It's in Austin, too.
Everywhere.
But ESPN confirmed that if you have DirecTV, you can still access the game.
Okay, well, there you go. That's good info, Blake.
Yes, that's what I was asking.
Bastards will block you out sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I was asking earlier. I'm really glad that's the case, man. You'd hate to think. I mean, ABC, for God's sakes, this isn't some rando ESPN Plus game. Come on now. Not an FCS, playoff game that we're talking about today. So that's good. Good to hear. Good to hear. Texas wins the toss and defers, says Blake, the super producer.
Well, there you go. Like ball game.
I kind of like that move, Catch. Put that guy, one of the guys that may end up with that, could end up with an MVP championship today. Put Devondre Sweat out there first.
By the way, I don't know if it's early or not, but is this game over?
No.
Sorry. Little watch along joke for those of you who have been around for much of the season.
I like that. By the way, just got to see a hug between Steve Sarkisian and Vince Young. Vince right there on the sideline gave Sark a hug right before kickoff. So here we go. Texas in the icy whites kicking to Oklahoma State in the black. If you love Texas, it's perfect. You're wearing the white hats. They're wearing the black hats. It's like an old school Western. You want to be the good guys that gets out of here with a win. Let's see if Texas can do it.
Let me know when you've got kickoff, Chad. I am officially on the ESPN feed.
All right.
So hopefully, what are you looking at right now?
6 straight meetings decided by 8 points or less. They're lining up for a kickoff. Oklahoma State 4-2 in those 6 games. I've got kickoff at Jerry World right now. Ball into the end zone, and it's going to be returned by Oklahoma State out to the 15, about the 20-yard line or so. So kind of just about like a touchback. First down, Oklahoma State.
I think you're like 15 seconds ahead of me.
15 seconds. I can give you a 15-second pause like Edge and Christian used to give them 5 seconds.
I'm just letting you know.
To go.
Matter of fact, what I will do is once I get a play clock, Chad, because I'm watching Molly McGraw right now.
I froze on Molly. I'm sorry, Molly, to freeze on you.
When I get a play clock, I will let you know what's on the play clock.
You go. We've learned. That's okay. We've learned this year in the watch along that you need to be the Al Michaels and I need to be the Kirk Herbstreit. I just hope you have more respect for me than Al has for Kirk.
I got 15 seconds on the play clock. Haven't seen a play yet.
We are perfect. Okay. Perfect. First and 10. Here we go.
Little RPO action.
Good pressure up the middle. That's Barron Sorrell. Barron Sorrell running the quarterback out of the situation.
Looked like they were looking to go big play, first play of the game. Great job by the Texas secondary.
Job 88.
Bowman had time to find a receiver, and there just wasn't one there. And then Sorrell comes in and cleans up with the pressure. Now you're in 2nd and 10, and this is what you want if you're Texas. You want to put Oklahoma State behind the down and distance meter that they're looking for.
Yeah. I
would be shocked if this isn't a rundown. They've got to try to set themselves up for a 3rd down play that's not 3rd and long.
Yeah, it's Mike Gundy. He doesn't have to hand it off.
Well, and he's passing it right out of the gate.
Yep. And
incomplete, 3rd and 10.
Almost a pick there. Well, I say almost a pick. Good play by Jahdae Barron to be in the way. That pass lane was completely clogged up by Barron. And now, if you're going to run Ollie Gordon, it's 3rd and 10. Great start.
Now it isn't passing down. Like now you have to throw the ball. Maybe this is where they go Gordon, and they just try to do the opposite of everything that you think they're going to do. If you're the Texas defense, though, what a first 2 downs that you've had. This is where you want to be. Oklahoma State taking a shot on 3rd down.
There you go. And there's a little bit of fighting. Somebody wanted a And maybe even Gundy arguing for that PI. It is. Gundy's going crazy at the side judge, but it was not called. Let's get a look at this. It's Terrence Brooks. If it's anybody, it's Brooks. Little looking. He did look back. A little bit of body contact catch. What do you think?
I might have called it if I was the official.
I think
Upon first glance, I didn't think it was a flag. The second and third time, there's no way to get around the fact there was contact down the field. Brooks isn't looking back at the ball. Texas probably gets away with one there. And if you're Gundy, you're thinking to yourself,
almost blocked.
I thought we were supposed to get all the flags.
Catch, okay, they almost got to that punt, and then there's punt catch interference here. Great news for Texas. They're going to be up around midfield or beyond to start this game.
Hey, Chad, I'm going to take a quick little break. I need like 30 seconds. I will be right back.
Gotcha. All right. Hope everybody's enjoying the Pinthouse watch along so far. You got to love this field position so far, and what a start for Texas. Brandon sent us a chat. Gundy already crying already. He was trying to get that call. I think he might have had a case. So here is the kick interference they're calling, and I believe isn't that a 15-yard penalty?
Texas is about to start this drive inside the 40, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, as I remind myself, I think that's a 15-yard penalty, Blake. Yep. And I don't know if Texas tipped that punt, but they affected that punt. The ball ended up going way too straight up. It ended up being way more of like a lob wedge than that punter wanted. You needed a driving punt there, and he didn't get it. Texas will start at about the 35-yard line, the plus 35 on this drive to get it started. We're not even a minute into this game, and Texas has a big opportunity to start with some momentum. My bad, at the 40, like 40, 39-yard line, something like that. Here's a little throwback to Baxter to start the game. Baxter's in, a first down and more, down to right around the 20. Little swing out to C.J. Baxter.
Look good on that one, Chad.
Yeah. And a great misdirection on that first play. Make it look like you're going to go left. Make it look like you're going to run to him. Then make it look like you're going to throw back to the left. Then turn it back and throw it to Baxter. We've seen versions of that this year. I dig that play.
No,
almost in the red zone.
Almost in the red zone. Ironically, almost at the point of the field where Oklahoma State's at their best, and they're still not into the red zone after a first down run to Keelan Robinson sets up a 2nd and 8.
Yeah, interesting. The first carry of the game that's not Baxter is Robinson and not Blue.
Well, and it'll be interesting if they don't give the ball to Robinson again now the rest of the game.
Baxter is in there right now. They're showing a shot of Jonathan Brooks on the sidelines, obviously watching this one. So here's a 4-wide set for Texas. On a second down, little swing pass out to Baxter again, left side. He's down inside the first down marker, and right about the 10-yard line is where they knock him out. That's another first down. C.J. Baxter as a receiver, 2 first downs already.
Boy, they clearly have seen something from this Oklahoma State defense that they think, and so far they've been right, throwing the ball out into the flat. They're looking to do it again. Touchdown, Texas!
Nice play.
Boom!
That's a really nice play catch. They gave Quinn Ewers 2 different options, both out on the right side. He rolls out. He's got a shorter option that I think is also open, and then he's got a deeper option on these out routes, and it's Adonai Mitchell on the deep route. And yeah, he had, I think it was Whittington on a safe route, and then he has Mitchell on the longer route, and Mitchell ran it perfectly to the front right pylon. Nice catch, nice throw, touchdown Texas. Hello, Jerry World.
Sark is so good with his opening script. That was one of the best. It wasn't a long drive, right? Partly because Oklahoma State gave them good field position, gives them the penalty. But in terms of just going right down the field and taking 7 points, kind of a perfect start if you're the Texas Longhorns. And that's got to be a lot of confidence for this offense coming off of the field. They will feel like as they come off the field, like they did anything and everything they basically wanted to do against this Oklahoma State team on the first drive of the game.
Yeah, and Catch, it's also great. I said I want to see how Texas starts, right? Could you have a sluggish start? Could Oklahoma State have more edge? Clearly at the beginning, Texas is ready to roll. Complimentary football all the way around. Start with a 3 and out. You're deep. Now, Oklahoma State played right into your hands, but Heck, that pass defense has been suspect at times. They tested it. Texas passes the test, gets them off the field. The punt block team may not have blocked it, but they redirect that punt a little bit. They change the way the guy had to punt the ball. You get the penalty on the interference, and then you take immediate advantage of it. Baxter with a couple big plays. Great job by Ewers and Mitchell. And Catch, how about the Ewers throws on that drop? Think about where those 3 balls were placed. You know I'm a stickler for those little details on the swing routes. Both swing routes were thrown perfectly, and a perfect placement on the Adonai Mitchell play. It's essentially a ball where Adonai's got to be falling down a little bit, just trying to get the glute down, if you will. 1 glute equals 2 feet. That's kind of what he's trying to do there in the end zone. If Ewers throws that ball a little differently, it's a lot tougher to catch. He threw 3 very catchable balls there as well. Just a really good start all the way around.
4 plays, 39 yards, 1:29. Longhorns up 7-0. To give you an idea of, like, you talked about ball placement. I just love giving Quinn Ewers some easy throws early in the game.
Yep.
Ewers comes off the field 3 of 3 for 37 yards and a touchdown with a 313.6 quarterback rating, and he didn't really have to do a whole lot to do that. It's making the game easy on your quarterback making the easy throws. Like, none of that stuff was difficult. He will make more difficult throw attempts later in this game, and yet he's perfect. The offense is perfect. They get into the red zone and cash in one play, right? Because they get Mitchell in the flat, and he got about 10 on that second catch. So it got them down into, was it 1st and goal at the 10? And that is the area where I would say, okay, now Texas has to prove themselves in the red zone against one of the nation's best red zone defenses. And again, you can't ask for a better start if you're the Longhorns than for this to be 7-0 with 12:52 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's a great point you're bringing up. We talked red zone this week. Obviously, Texas is really, really good defensively when they're in the red zone, but they've been really bad offensively. 104 coming into that sequence. And to run that play, that aggressively, that effectively, that was Sark. That's all gas, no brakes. And that's trying to make a statement. That is trying to make the statement. You talked about Greg Sankey. His one of these things is not like the other thing, which Sark could have used too when talking about himself in Florida State. That's the thing here. Make it look like you're putting on a type of show that other teams can't, specifically that Florida State can't.
I'll let you know when I have kickoff, Chad, but you know how it is. Boom, ball's in the air.
Oh yeah, we're pretty close actually.
Okay.
Faked a little reverse on the return. Basically a touchback out to the 25, 26. So catch it. When they were 2-2 this year, somebody had to remind Mike Gundy that Ollie Gordon was good, and it was actually Ollie Gordon. So this may be an important time for him to remember that, because if he does not try to establish Ollie Gordon here, and Oklahoma State loses this game and loses big, then the critics will come after Gundy for it.
I think Oklahoma State's got some pressure on them coming into this drive. And I always talk about it. I don't know that Texas has given up some leads this season, so I know this sounds a bit strange, but when you come into this game a little one-dimensional,
man, nice play.
You need to make sure that game stays within reach. And Texas scoring so quickly, if you're Oklahoma State, you can't dick around a whole lot on offense now. And this has to be, at the very least, if you're Oklahoma State, you've got to pick up a few first downs. Or, it could be 9 minutes to go in the quarter and you're down 14-0, and then what? So I think we're looking at a really important set of downs for both the Texas defense and the Oklahoma State offense. And here Oklahoma State gets a first down. They get their first. Gordon, back-to-back runs. This time he goes off left tackle. It was a really nice read on his part, Chad, to see when they run him out of the pistol like that, he gets a great view of what the blocking is creating for him. Kudos to Oklahoma State for realizing that formation can be so functional for them.
Wow, here's a swing pass to Gordon now. 2 runs to him. The swing pass does not go anywhere. Nice job by Jalen Ford to get out there and tackle. So And Ollie Gordon looks hurt. But he did pop up pretty quick. Okay, for a second, it looked like he was banged up. And he's going off the field. Something's up with Ollie Gordon. We'll
holding his private parts. So
okay, maybe something like that.
I don't know if the ball hit. A lot of things could happen, but that seemed to be the area of focus.
There it is. Another swing pass. It's all swing passes for everybody tonight. A little swing pass out to the left for Oklahoma State. It's going to set up a 3rd and about 5 coming up.
Kind of makes you wonder why they didn't do this on their first drive of the game. Because these are at least picking them up yards and putting them. This is a decent down and distance if you're Oklahoma State, as opposed to pass, trying to go deep early in the game, not being able to find anything. But here they are, 3rd and 5 and a half. Actually, they're going to need Bowman to be a good quarterback. This is where they need him to be really good, and it's Malik Muhammad who's better than Alan Bowman on that play. 4th down, Oklahoma State will be punting. We talked about no Ryan Watts in this game. It was an excellent job by Malik Muhammad on that play.
Yeah, Muhammad really did some good legal contact there early on because it's such a short route. He's allowed to do what he did there and establish himself. He does it. No Ollie Gordon even on the field for that play, so there's not even a distraction of that. Texas did a good job. 2 3-and-outs. Well, not a 3-and-out, but 2 big 3rd down stops for Texas to start the game. Let's see if Oklahoma State can change field position here.
Well, the punt does not look like a good punt. Well, it's going to be fair caught at about the 16 and a half. So if you're Oklahoma State, at least you're not giving Texas the ball inside your own territory right at the beginning of the game.
Real drive is required. Catch, you remember what field position was like with Texas and Texas Tech? One of the things that ended up so out of whack that night was field position. Texas also scored in all kinds of different ways. And again, we talked about if you make an argument for what Texas didn't finish, they could have done a lot more against Texas Tech in a 57-7 result. So here's a real drive required. You're at the 16-yard line. It's a real football drive that's being asked for here. Let's see what Texas does. Let's see what type of, what Sark wants to establish here. Because when he got the aggressive field position, he really took advantage. He went aggressive with those little swing routes. It felt creative. He got the nice pass to Mitchell. Let's see what they do on this second drive. We said it all week, Catch. The one theme about this game that blinks at me and says Texas has to take advantage, this Oklahoma State defense is not good. They are not good across the board. This is not one of those Oklahoma State defenses where you go, ooh, this is kind of sneaky, and ooh, there's this guy they call Peanut, and ooh, there's the no, they're not good. They got whipped by those 2 no excuse teams because their defense was awful. Texas needs to make them look bad today.
It'll be interesting to see if we see a little Xavier Worthy on this drive. If you think about it, usually Worthy's the guy they go to early in games. A lot of times in like I would venture to say almost more than half the games this season we would see them on an opening throw of the game go to Xavier Worthy. In fact, it got to be a little bit of a running joke that they were constantly throwing him the ball short, and that play was never working early in the games. He wasn't involved at all in that drive. Probably by design, right? They're probably Oklahoma. If you're self-scouting yourself, I wonder in retrospect what they were doing with Xavier Worthy in coverage, because Texas really looked to go the complete opposite way. Really, with the short passes to Baxter, not a big deal. But you think about that first down play at the 10 where they score the touchdown. That was Whittington underneath, and then you had Mitchell running that route to the sideline, but behind him was Sanders. So they actually had Worthy completely lined up and working the other side of the field, and he had no real nothing to do with how that play unfolded. But I wonder if they think they came out thinking that Oklahoma State would dictate a lot of what they were doing on defense towards Worthy.
7-0.
Say Worthy didn't do much on the first drive. Watch him on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see if they want to use him and see how Oklahoma State plays him, right? They're a bad pass defense. Are they going to be scared to death of him like we've seen other teams do and just back off right away? If they're going to give you 8 to 10 on a cushion, do you just hit one all afternoon long?
Has the play clock even started rolling for you yet, Chad?
No, it's now 23, 22, 21.
All right, we're right on time. We're good.
Perfect. Once again, 3 receivers to the right for Texas as they start a drive. This is a swing out to guess who? Xavier Worthy. First down and more. Up to the 40.
Out.
He's in midfield. He may go. He's kind of fast. Oh, they grabbed him. That's a good job. He's pissed that they caught him too. Xavier Worthy, though, all the way down to the plus 20. That may get him almost red zone on one play. Let's see where they'll mark it.
That's one of Xavier Worthy's biggest plays of the season. They get him in space, and he goes down at the 28.
28.
Xavier Worthy in space is a bad, bad man. And that goes, what did that go for? 54 yards.
I was going to say 50, 60-yard play, easy. Straight handoff on the next play goes nowhere here. There's the first positive Oklahoma State defensive play of this game. That was just a straight handoff to Baxter as Texas is trying to catch their breath from everybody having to run downfield.
They actually spotted, ooh, that's not good. They actually spotted Worthy at the 30 instead of the 28. Not a great spot from where he went down. There wasn't really an official that was in a good spot to be even to see where he went, but they spotted him like a full 2 yards short of where I thought he was. There's
another swing pass. This one's out to Mitchell, looks like. So getting Mitchell involved a couple times.
Sets up a 3rd and 4. 9 minutes to go. So, hey, if you're Oklahoma State, small moral victory, right? It's 9 minutes to go, and you're not down 14-0.
Well, it's 3rd and 3rd and livable. You got 10-0 in your pocket here. Obviously, the way Auburn's been playing. Now let's see what Quinn Ewers does on 3rd down. Trick play, little end around, flea flicker. Ewers
wide
open. Jatavian Sanders, touchdown. Wow. There's a statement play for you. Holy hell.
We talked about the script. Right now, Sarkisian's pitching a perfect game. And, maybe we're only like 2 innings into the game. He's only got 2 innings in, but it's like 2 innings, 6 strikeouts.
Yeah, well, they just showed Vince Young throwing to hook him up and chest bumping somebody in a sweet catch. You know what game Vince Young is thinking of when it comes to a Big 12 championship game that gets out of whack. I don't know if we're headed towards that type of deal, but obviously domination from Texas early. What an aggressive, fun, Sarky kind of play call with that field position.
I'm giving it up for the first couple of the
yeah.
And oh, by the way, just so that we're clear, there's 8:30. Kudos to Oklahoma State for getting through the first 6 minutes of the game, not down 14-0. But now through the first 6 minutes and 26 seconds, they are now down 14-0. 4 plays, 84 yards, $154. Both of the Texas scoring drives, 4 plays. Both of the Texas scoring drives, less than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And Oklahoma State right now has to be asking themselves, what kind of ball game are we in? Because Texas is applying all the pressure.
Yep, they are. Now the key is keep that edge, keep that pressure, keep it going. Catch, it's the most obvious thing to say in a 2-score football game. It's the most obvious thing to say in, a 2-0 soccer or 2-0 hockey game. What's the most important thing right now? Who scores next?
You're right. Wow. Nice soccer analogy.
Who scores next is the biggest deal in the world. If Ollie Gordon goes 68 to the house here, everything changes. Everybody calm down, take a breath. It's good so far. You know what can happen. I'm
really proud of you, Chad.
Especially with your team. You know how I am, Catch. You and I are both disciples of the 3-score football rule. There's nothing better in football than a 3-score lead, and Texas doesn't have one of those yet. 14-0, still very much a football game.
Catch, I don't know about all this stuff. Is a 379.4 quarterback rating any good?
It's better than Bo Nix last night.
It's better than 20.9. That's what Bowman's got.
It is Boo is excited by Quinn Ewers' 6-for-6 start. That's 100% completion percentage. That'll get Texas in if he can hold that up.
Here's Oklahoma State taking a shot downfield on first down. Are they getting a PI call? They are. Jahdae Barron's going to get called for PI here. He threw the ball up short. It's a classic here, Catch. Throw the ball up short. Let the receiver come back through the defender. I'm not sure Jahdae Barron could do much more than he did here. Let's see if he looks back. He tried to look back at the very end. Ball's underthrown. That's going to get Oklahoma State 15. I don't love the call. Wasn't the most obvious I've ever seen, but I get why
I thought
they
it was a
called
blatant pass interference.
I get why they called it. So now that's the first momentum Oklahoma State's offense has gotten. This is the opportunity. If Ollie Gordon is a part of this game, here's a run from Gordon, going to get him 4 or 5. Catch. Mike Gundy needs to establish Ollie Gordon and calm this thing down right now, or it's going to get away from him.
Well, look, I mean, this is a team that got beat by a combined 68 points in
big shot.
Tremendous catch.
Big shot, big catch.
And I tell you what, man, whatever it is that Oklahoma State thinks they can do against this Texas defense, they think it's down this sideline against Terrence Brooks.
Yeah, Rashad Owens. What a catch.
It's a great catch.
Caught that on top of Jahdae Barron's helmet. Oklahoma State going with a little tempo. Pass out to the right side. Rashad Owens, a junior from San Antonio, just made that huge catch. And here comes some tempo from Oklahoma State. You can't forget about the talent they are capable of. This is not a horrible football team. They just play like it sometimes.
Well, and what did we talk about literally 30 seconds ago? The next set of points matters.
Sure.
And right now, Oklahoma State seems to be feeling the urgency of the moment. They've taken another shot. They're going with some pace. They're getting the ball to their playmakers. But Texas right now doing a good job. Anthony Hill with a big second down stop. It's going to set up a 3rd and short for Oklahoma State. If you're Oklahoma State, you have to think this is 2-down territory. So for me, if I'm Oklahoma State, I'm just giving the ball to Ollie Gordon on back-to-back plays here. It's 3rd and 2, and I'm going to try to run the ball twice if needed to pick up the 2 yards.
I go outside too. After that outside success they had on the one play, I'd make this like an Ollie Gordon sweep, something to the outside.
Well, they're going to run a little backwards lateral. That's a good play call.
Nice play. Make it look like you're going Gordon left. You throw a swing pass back to the right. 1st and goal for Oklahoma State.
Technically, that'll be a run because he threw it about 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but it works in the same capacity.
Yeah, and it's the basic idea I was talking about. Just end up to another guy. Just get it on the outside there and see if you can
it's like pitching the ball on a sweep, except you're doing it overhand instead of underhand.
Yeah, and then the misdirection with Gordon was good. That was good usage of Gordon, even though he wasn't the play. So here's the next play. Little pitch to Gordon, kind of a little shovel pass out to the right to Gordon. See, to me, that does not show off Ollie Gordon like you need to. That you got to get that dude coming downhill. We see Malik Muhammad a little banged up here. He's staying on the turf right now with some sort of a leg. I'll say lower body issue. It looks like what he's dealing with there. He's sitting up. Looks like he's all right overall.
But he grabbed his hand too.
Maybe okay. Maybe it's something. Maybe it was in lower body. But he's talking to the trainers about what's going on here. So that's the stoppage in play. A little less than 6 minutes to go. There's already been a lot, and it's been all Texas 14-0. Although Oklahoma State established some things, getting the PI call. I know a couple of our chatters didn't love that PI call, but I agree with Catch. You got to make that call. And then that gets them the momentum. They get Ollie Gordon going a little bit. And then Catch, they got some little tempo throws. Both teams using little swing passes, using some misdirection passes. Here's the one thing we know, Catch, coming into today. These two head coaches that we know are ultimately in charge of these offenses, they're both creative. They both don't go into shells very often. They are going to give you what they have. So just from a football X's and O's standpoint, watching Sark match wits with Gundy, that's an entertaining level of this game just all by itself. And Gundy's trying to bite back here after Sark had an incredible start.
No, and I mean, look, we're going to come back to this game. It's going to be 2nd and goal from, I think the 8, if I saw, no, 2nd and 5 from the 5, excuse me. I guess Gordon, it was 1st and goal from the 6, and he gained about a yard. I mean, if you're Texas, honestly, if you're scoring touchdowns, you can live with giving up field goals all day long. So if Oklahoma State comes out of this drive with 3 points, that's a win for Texas. You're now
right.
And for Oklahoma State, I think this is 4-down territory. You can't bring a knife to a gunfight. And right now, Texas is playing on offense with like a 12 gauge. So sawed off at that. So, I think they'll go for it unless they take a sack and it's
right. You lose 6 yards, you don't go for it.
Exactly.
Right.
But if it's inside the 5, I think you've got to be thinking about scoring points here because nothing that we've seen from the Texas offense so far suggests that they're going to settle. And they've scored so quickly. I got to believe they're still working on Sark's opening script.
Right.
They've run 8 plays. Sark usually comes in with a plan that he's worked out that's 15, 20 plays. And then sometimes it can be after that. That's why a lot of times you see Texas flying in the first quarter. They slow down a little bit in the second. I would still anticipate when Texas gets the ball back that they might still be flying.
All right, we are getting lots of good chats in, couple super chats. I don't think there's a worry here, Jay Ward, but we'll throw it out. Super chat 199. Don't you dare say it, Catch.
What, that this game is over? I would never say that.
No, he would never say no. No, he will not say that yet. He will not say that.
I don't even think I said it last week when it was 57-7.
I don't know if you did either.
I've tried, guys. I've tried to not, use my sorcerer powers for wrongness. Sorry,
Yeah.
I can't speak right now. It's still in the morning.
Yeah, if you're Kwiatkowski here, obviously you want 14-3 catch. It's what the defense is designed to do. Bend, don't break. Here's a big time bend, don't break down and distance coming up. I agree with you that Oklahoma State really needs to think about 2 plays here, but you can make a good basic argument for, hey, take your medicine, 14-3. We'll see what Gundy does on 4th if it's a 4th. Let's see what 3rd down looks like. Little pat. Oh, wow. Going with the fade. And it is. Did he catch that? No. Holy smokes. That was going to be an incredible catch if he made it. That is one of the dumber play calls I've seen in a while. And they are going for it.
Chad, what they wanted to do is take a shot against the new corner, Gavin Holmes, now that he's in there instead of Malik Muhammad. It sets up 3rd and goal from the 5. Touchdown, Oklahoma State.
Oof, there it is. Oh, wait, so that was 2nd down. I thought that was 3rd. My bad.
No, that was 2nd. That was 3rd.
That was 3rd.
And they get the ball to their wide receiver playmaker, Brennan Presley, with a 5-yard touchdown. Oklahoma State answers exactly what they needed to do. To use an analogy, it feels like Texas broke Oklahoma State's serve. Oklahoma State won a game with its serve, and now back to Texas, and it's going to be up to Oklahoma State at some point to be able to break their serve to get back in line and even in this game. But that's a big-time response from Oklahoma State. Had to have it. They got it. Ball game on.
Who scores 3rd? Oklahoma State did. 14-7. Obviously, that's a football game right there. And Presley's a guy that, man, I would love to get that kid's thought about what his time at Oklahoma State has really been. He was supposed to be an absolute star, the next guy, the next thing, the next weapon, the next Des Bryant and Woods and guy we talked about, Blackman. Just hadn't quite been that, but he's a talented player. That's a good route. And catch, it's the route they should have thrown on 2nd down. Why are you throwing a fade with Bowman? Really?
Because I'm telling you, they wanted to test Gav. Here's the thing, Chad, that I'm noticing right away about this game.
Well, test him with a slant.
Well, yes, I'm not telling you the right play. I'm telling you what he was thinking in going to that play. I don't think Mike Gundy respects these Texas corners at all. Now, they haven't had success on their 3 drives, but they have aggressively attacked both. Yep. Mostly they focused on the Terrence Brooks side of the field. They really have only gone that what had been the Malik Muhammad side of the field a couple of times, once with Muhammad in the game where he breaks up a pass on third down, and then to Gavin Holmes on that play right before the touchdown when Muhammad goes out of the game. But they have been aggressive with the pass. They've showed no fear of this Texas secondary.
Right. And
it will, one thing you wouldn't say is Bowman hasn't really been pressured a whole lot.
That's true.
So,
and what the one number I saw this week, Catch, that looked good for Oklahoma State, it was sacks allowed. They're top 10 in the country in sacks allowed. So they have protected their guys throughout the year. Just to get it on the record, when Muhammad goes out, he was replacing Watts. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so if we didn't say that specifically there, obviously that's a story to continue to watch. Does Muhammad come back in the game? But now you're talking about a third string corner out there, which speaks to what Ketch is talking about. Obviously, why Gundy wants to test him. Again, I would suggest testing him with a different route. You tested him with a route your quarterback doesn't throw well.
Short kickoff to Keelan Robinson. Good job of coverage by Oklahoma State. Texas is going to start the ball inside their 25. So good job by Oklahoma State in the sense that if you're going to kick it short, you better cover it good. Yeah. And that time, Keelan Robinson never really had a chance to pick up a load of steam. Here comes this Texas offense, though. Quinn Ewers, a perfect 6 of 6 for 121 yards and 2 touchdowns here in the first quarter. Kids, I don't know if you want me to do the math for you or not, but he's basically on pace to throw for about 600 yards and like 14 touchdowns.
Yeah. Total yards 123.75 right now for Texas as this drive gets started.
Can Quinn Ewers keep up the 14? Well, that was a little Jaden Blue right there. Really the first time they've tried to get kind of an orthodox run game going, and nice little first down run for Blue. Welcome to the game. Blue's name, Chad, it's constantly in the rumor mill for the portal. Not because like he's not being used, but there is a sense from people connected to other schools that a lot of schools are trying to get Jaden Blue to enter the portal. And I've thought coming into this game, how he looks in this game and how he's used. By the way, they get the ball out to Keelan Robinson here.
This is the swing pass Hall of Fame game so far today from both teams. Another great placement of the ball from Ewers. Keelan Robinson out in space. First down, Texas.
They run Robinson in motion. They start out trips to the right. They run him in motion all the way across the other side of the field, and he was left wide open and in space and on the move. Wouldn't mind seeing that play again before the end of the day is over. Maybe call back on that one.
Sark staying aggressive. Let's see if he stays that way. Hand off to Blue. Boy, he looks good, Catch. That's a first down run. Almost a little more. Good tackle from Oklahoma State. If they don't make that tackle, Blue is out the gate.
First 2 runs that Jaden Blue has had, he's looked like a guy who's on the verge of exploding.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know we'll get to what I'm about to say. Okay.
Another little swing this time out
Jordan Whittington looking a little frisky. He blew a tire, but he made a couple of guys miss. I think the guys on the sideline are laughing at him because he juked his own feet out from underneath him.
Yeah, they're also doing what everybody does at Jerry World. They're gawking up at that big old scoreboard to watch it too. Here's a little play action. Oh, and swing it right back to Blue. Jaden Blue, first down. Oh, man. Big physical hit out of bounds, but Jaden Blue on a little swing just got a first down catch. Looked like they were setting up a big play down the field, but like we've seen him do a lot, Ewers just checked it down, and the check down ended up being a big play.
I can't remember when I first said it. It was a couple of weeks ago where I said Jaden Blue needs to be their passing down back.
Yeah.
And because when you can get him in space like that, he caught that ball, and there was an Oklahoma State defender within 2 yards of him. And that might as well be 10 yards.
Did Oak State just call a timeout or somebody hurt?
I can't tell at this exact moment. Hold on. Let me look at the official stats.
I see both. I see everybody with their timeouts right now. I was just about to, the officials are discussing something. Okay. This is some kind of an official situation. I was wondering if Mike Gundy had just seen a little bit of enough rhythm here and said, okay, let's just call a timeout and calm down.
Whatever it is. Oh, it is an injury.
Okay.
They've got a guy coming off the field, number 1.
There it is. Okay. I knew there was something. Yeah. Oklahoma State had a guy down.
Tell you what, not a bad time to fake an injury if you're Oklahoma State. Doesn't look like that's what that guy's doing because there was some anguish on his face, but this works as a pseudo timeout. And and I'm telling you, Sark is still on that script. And they look like an offense that knows from play to play exactly what they want to do.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's all right. If you're Oklahoma State, man, you're holding on for dear life right now.
Xavier Benson from Texarkana. I hope he's all right after that play. Here's Quinn Ewers scrambling a little bit to his left. Little swing into Xavier Worthy. Worthy turns that into almost a first down. Man, Texas is getting big yards out of even the small-looking plays.
Well, I can understand why they might be terrified of Xavier Worthy. Just like the play before where Jaden Blue has a guy right next to him when he catches the ball. Worthy catches the ball, and the defender's right on top of him, and Xavier Worthy was having none of that.
Yeah, he smoked that guy. And now here's Blue on another big run. Texas feeling real aggressive on this drive, trying to answer. Oklahoma State answered with a nice touchdown drive. Texas liking the idea of 21-7 right here.
First and goal from the 8. Texas back in that area of the field where they've struggled so much this season.
All right. Now that first and goal play, that was just a straight handoff to Jaden Blue. Let's see where the aggression goes here, Catch. Uh-oh. No. Never mind.
He's all right.
Good. Jaden Blue gets helped up. Second down and goal. How aggressive is Sark going to be? Last time it was just that one play. He didn't have time to think about it. Now Oklahoma State's making him think about it.
This, Sark, I think it helps that they're still on the script because I don't think we'll see get too cute Sark. I think he'll stick with what it is that he's planned on doing. And that's going to be pass interference.
Yep, RPO trying to hit Jordan Whittington, and they just held him. I mean, I don't know if you call that PI or holding, depending on the timing of it.
The ball's in the air, so it's going to be PI. The ball's going to get placed on the 1-yard line. Now here, I almost want Texas running the ball in the red zone from the 5 more than the 1. Now we'll see. Is this the Savion Red package? You're at the 1. Presumably you should be able to bang this in. I like Texas being a little bit more wide open, though. They're going jumbo set here. They've got Murphy in the backfield, Baxter behind him. They're going play action. Oh, my God. Tavondre Sweat with a touchdown.
And the big man strikes a Heisman pose in the end zone. Fantastic. I always say it, Catch. I don't think it's that Sark gets too cute. He doesn't stay cute enough. This is a great cute Sark play. It's exactly what you need to do. Line up Sweat as Sweat was the tight end of that play.
Yes.
They went Murphy as the fullback, Sweat as the tight end. He basically runs a little out route as a tight end, play action to suck him in, and that's about the easiest throw.
I'm going to tell you what a great route Tavondre Sweat just ran.
I've always said, Catch, when the way he stems his route, it's one of the best I've seen from a D tackle. Best D tackle stem I have ever seen is Tavondre Sweat. It's incredible. Look at this route. Look at him. Look at him stem this route. Puts his foot in the ground.
Look, Sanders got one earlier. I was just about to say that Sweat now has as many touchdown passes out of the tight end position as Sanders has in the last 18 games.
Yeah.
One of the things lost on that second touchdown pass, by the way, that's Quinn Ewers' 3rd touchdown pass of the quarter. Undertaker, you might go ahead and start etching his name into that belt.
Easy.
Just saying.
He is the early leader. Early leader in the clubhouse, baby.
Overwhelming leader at this point to get the first championship MVP belt. That leaves Quinn Ewers 11 for 11 for 167 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first quarter.
Mercy. We are still not done with that first quarter. 1:41 to go, to be exact. And by the way, good news for Texas. There was a little bit of an orchestrated celebration there. Thank goodness the Big 12 officials kind of let them have their moment because the D tackle just caught a touchdown. No flag. Texas kicks the extra point. 21-7. That was nice, man. What an aggressive, interesting play call. And unlike what we saw in Dallas, the last time they were in this area, they come back, they go to Arlington, and they got a play ready to go. Catch, they ran with that big old heavy package, but he had an idea out of the big heavy package instead of what we saw in Dallas, which was let's go clunky, 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 clunky.
Ooh.
Great tackle on the next play by Texas as well. And that is Mr. Taff, the Westlake product. Michael Taff with a great tackle. Texas defense trying to take advantage of the rhythm of the offense that just gave them a 2-touchdown lead. Now they're trying to shut this Oklahoma State offense out. Little rollout from Bowman, but a good pass completion for a first down there. Oklahoma State finding some success a little bit once they got a little rhythm going. They're finding a few things. That's Rashad Owens again. Kid out of San Antonio makes another big catch. And there's a slant route incompletion there. Jahdae Barron with another good play. He's made a couple already, catch.
Yeah, to go with the pass interference. I mean, they've had again, they continue to be aggressive in the passing game. It is the only thing that they've had working for them. They're taking another shot here. Just misses.
Yeah.
I mean, that probably should have been 6 points.
Bowman had it. Yeah. He just absolutely missed a dude. He missed Jaden Bray running wide open. Kid from Norman. You know his family's proud. He ended up at Oklahoma State. Made the right choice. Just missed that one, though. Bowman smacks his own helmet because he knows how big a play that was. That had 21-14 written all over it. Now it's 3rd and 10.
Exactly the down and distance you're looking for if you're Oklahoma State.
Yeah, right. Roll out right.
Is Bowman going to put? Oh, nice play by Bowman.
Yep, that was good. Just not, and he threw it to Gordon. That was Ollie Gordon out of the backfield, just kind of helping his quarterback out, giving him an option. And Bowman realized he wasn't across the line of scrimmage. Good little dump pass.
Tell you what, Oklahoma State has found a little something on offense. Now they're in total trail position, but they are moving the ball on offense now.
And you said it earlier, Catch. They love the right side of the field in this first half or in this first quarter. They really like it. Now they're trying something to the left, and maybe that's why they like the right side because that one looked ugly. Bowman throwing to the rights looked pretty successful. That one was just way off target, out wide to the left side. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. This will be the last play of the first quarter coming up with 3 seconds to go. Oklahoma State feeling like they're trying to go tempo, feeling like they're trying to be an Oklahoma State team from the past. And I would argue not trying to be the team they are today. Second and 10 to end the first quarter. Little swing pass. It is complete. And they get a pretty good chunk there. So the second quarter is going to begin, Catch, with looks like a, 2nd and 3 or 4. Sorry, 3rd and 3 or 4 for Oklahoma State. First quarter's done. Texas up by 2 touchdowns.
What are we giving the grade? First quarter grades, Chad?
I mean, so far, I would say in finishing everything you're supposed to finish, I think I'd say overall it's been an A so far. What do you think?
It's a B+. I mean, defensively, I'll ding them a little bit for the touchdown given up and Oklahoma State driving on this game. But from a team performance, we wanted to see some style points. We wanted to see Texas be aggressive. We wanted to see Texas send a statement to the committee that says, hey, look at us. We are really good. And I think they're absolutely doing that so far. If they can keep this up, they're going to end up champions. They're going to end up with the strap that the Undertaker's currently taking care of for them. And based on what they've done through the first 15 minutes, they will finish today having accomplished all of the things that they need to do. Now it's about keeping it up. Now they transition to a second quarter that has at times been not their downfall, but has been the beginning of a concerning period of play. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
We did these games in the middle of the season where Texas would come out of the gates like this and then would go 40 minutes without a touchdown after seemingly being unstoppable. So we'll see what the Texas offense does. I think the Texas defense is they're going to be looking at a third down when they get back. So they're one play away from potentially getting off the field, although Oklahoma State may already be in 4-down territory. Let me see where this next down. It's going to be 3rd and 4 at the Texas 35. So my guess is that this is 4-down territory, but it kind of depends on what happens here on 3rd down. Do they gain yardage? Do they lose yardage? A lot about what happens to conclude this drive will be determined on what happens on this play. But I think at this point, you got to say it's 4-down territory. And you know what? We talked about Alwyn Bowman coming into this game. Ewers has a quarterback rating of over 300 through the first quarter. Alwyn Bowman, 7 of 15 for 89 yards and a touchdown. He's completing 47% of his passes. And for a guy who came into the game with a 119 quarterback rating, Chad, 118.5. Almost exactly kind of who he is.
Yeah, he's kind of working on it now. He's getting a little more rhythm going. He's had some okay completions. Here's a question I would ask at this point, Catch. Let's assume for my question that Florida State's going to win tonight. Can Texas's argument to the committee be a shootout victory with Oklahoma State? Do you think they'll respect that? Or does this Texas defense need to make it look different?
I don't think Texas is getting in over an undefeated Florida State. I think you got to be dominant to at least give them something to think about. I don't know if shootout quite gets them there. I don't know
agree.
45-35 is going to make the committee do something unprecedented.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I mean, again, Texas fans know they've been watching this team long enough. 2-touchdown lead is far from enough. And we've seen them do a first quarter, right? We've seen them play a quarter of good football. I've been to a restaurant that has good appetizers, and then everything sucks after that. So this is a team we've watched come out and, lay it out on the field, and then read the press clippings, and then really try to, practice their press conference and practice. Man, I know what I'm going to say to the Undertaker. I know exactly what I'm going to do. When I put my picture of me and the Undertaker on Instagram, I know exactly what I'm going to do. It's the second quarter. You're only up 21-7. Let's see if Texas can deal with all of that. One thing I've always liked about Mike Gundy, Catch, he never looks like he's freaking out. I know he was going after a PI call earlier. Always feels like he can keep it pretty even keel, and he's always going to be able to be in a game. Let's see if he can do it here. This is a pass to start the second quarter. Is that a pick? I think it is. How about that? That was a really bad throw, and it was Barron? No. Crawford.
Who makes a great play on a ball that maybe shouldn't have needed it. Great interception, Keaton Crawford.
It really was. Why is he throwing that ball into triple coverage, essentially? But Keaton Crawford lays out.
Well, you know what? Crawford gets beat on the play, but it's such a bad throw. He's able to make up the ground and dive to intercept the ball. It's a great catch on the interception, no doubt about it. Ball doesn't hit the turf. Everything about that was clean. He brings it in. It works as a pseudo punt to some degree. They're showing this.
They're going to make sure he caught the ball.
You know what? That might have hit the turf.
They are going to make sure.
Texas is going to run a play, though. It's officially an interception.
Wow. They're not going to look at that. That's one you got to look at that one. There was enough movement, I think, where you got to look. Texas fans, that's two. The conspiracy theory stuff is not happening today. Brett Yormark must be eating in the press box and not sending those. I
thought it was really clean, but the ball does hit the turf. Oh, that's an incompletion. It's not. It's officially a turnover.
Right. No, there was movement there. I agree with you. They at least had to look. Here's a swing pass out to Jatavian Sanders for a first down. Now Texas needs to go take advantage of that, like they took advantage of the earlier one. Sanders is hurt. Jatavian Sanders, looks like that left arm might be hanging. Catch. He's in pain as he comes off the field. Able to walk off the field, but he is not in good shape right now.
No, he's in pain. He's holding. It's definitely looks like a shoulder. The way he's holding his arm.
Yeah. So here's Texas out to the 20, out past the 20-yard line now. Remember, the pick for Keaton Crawford was inside the 10. So now Texas is out into breathable area.
You keep wondering, now
Ewers across the middle. He almost threw an underthrown pick.
It wasn't the only difference between that throw and the one that Bowman made is that one wasn't in triple coverage.
Right. I was about to say there weren't three guys there. You're right. Yeah. And it would have been an even tougher play than Crawford made. That guy was really going to have to make a crazy catch.
Shame to see Sanders exit the game when they've been getting him more involved early in the game today than they really have at any point, probably since the Alabama game.
So it'll bring up 2nd and 10 here. And this is Baxter on a run, and it went nowhere. Good job by Oklahoma State there. Going to force a 3rd and long for Texas. First 3rd and long I think we've seen today for Texas. I know they had a short one earlier. Can't remember a 3rd and long. This will be like 3rd and 10 or 11.
No, they've been so good on offense that they haven't been in these situations.
Yeah. What's 3rd down for them? Have they even had one, maybe 2?
I think this is their 2nd of the day, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll look it up here in a second, but I think they had one earlier.
All right. 3rd and 10 for Texas. Another 3-by-1 set, 3 receivers to the right. Ewers looking across the middle.
He's got him. He's gone.
Bam. Touchdown.
Adonai Mitchell, what are you doing?
No, that's not a touchdown coming. Adonai Mitchell got eaten up a little bit by the turf, and maybe
the turf monster got him.
And maybe a defender was going to bring him down, but I think the Jerry World turf might have gotten him there. That's
maybe a defender gets him down, but the turf tackled him.
Man, that's a nice little out and up route. Mitchell got up really almost like not sulking, but he got up kind of hanging his head because he knows the guys are going to get on him and film study on that one.
That was a 62-yard play.
It's a great gain anyway. Swing pass out. This is Jordan Whittington. Sark's doing a good job, Catch, of spreading out the weapons today. He's showing off all of his guys.
It's a great point. This is the most spread out. By the way, I got a feeling that I know what's coming, Chad.
Okay.
The official stats are ahead of the game. Just sit back and enjoy.
Stats ahead of the game. Oh, an enjoyable moment. I like that. Little RPO, no, straight handoff, and it's CJ Baxter with a physical touchdown run, breaking a couple tackles. We told you this Oklahoma State defense wasn't good statistically. They weren't good in reality there. Missed tackles. Baxter made them pay. Touchdown, Texas. Oh, it's about to be a 3-touchdown lead.
7 plays, 95 yards, 3 minutes and 12 seconds go off the clock. My goodness, Texas is offensively, this is as good as they've looked all season.
Yeah, I agree. The quickness of that drive, when you just said it was 3 minutes and coming from that did not feel like a 95-yard drive, Catch. It felt effortless to go 95 yards, and it is good on the extra point. Whoo! Anybody will tell you a 21-point lead feels pretty good. Now you are forcing Mike Gundy and his crew to get 3 touchdown drives to catch you. And now, as the clock ticks, the less Ollie Gordon can really be a weapon in this game. This is exactly how South Alabama did it to him. This is how UCF did it to him. The Iowa State game was closer, but Catch, when they've been busted up, this is how it's happened. It's been early. They've been giving up big leads. Their defense just can't keep up. And you know what, Brennan? I got you. Better make sure that special beer is chilled. The special beer is chilling. If Texas is up 17 or more at the half, we are going with one of Dustin McComas's favorites, the Nomura, Catch. It is a special. It is a double jellyfish. That's how you think of it. It's the Imperial Jellyfish, double IPA, 9.5 ABV. That's what we'll go to if Texas is up 17. 9.5. 9.5. That's almost a 10, but it's a 9.5. That's what it'll be. The Burroughs breakfast, by the way, is excellent in the first half. If you haven't had it, check out the Pinthouse Burroughs breakfast. If you love a Mexican lager, oh, it is tasty.
I love that it's 28-7, and there's still people in the chat telling me,
no, you can't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Cat.
People so nervous that you just can't enjoy what's turning out to be a total ass kicking.
Can't do it now. Can't do it yet. Boy, they're looking good though. Well, here's this is the key, Catch. Here's why. 1999 super chat. Kelvin absolutely destroyed number one on that touchdown run. Kelvin
Banks.
Oh, Kelvin Banks. My bad, Kelvin. I always we say Banks so much, I almost forget his first name. My bad, Kelvin. Thank you, John. You're absolutely right. That was a big time play. Offensive line did do a good job. There was a nice broken tackle in there as well. So I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Catch, we've seen 21 points. We have. They're good enough where we've seen it. If I'm a Texas fan, do you know what I need to see before I let you say a word? 35-7. Because I'm sorry. Remember 26-6? Do you remember 26-6?
I'm close to saying it.
You shouldn't say it yet. 35.
This game.
No, not yet. Because they've blown three of these. Three. They have blown three not completely blown the leads, obviously. They won the games. Let me be clear. They didn't ultimately blow those leads. They made it way too close in those games. By a hair against Houston, the TCU game, and what's the other one I'm thinking about? TCU and it's not BYU. K-State. The games are too close when they shouldn't have been. Houston, TCU, K-State, I believe I've got all three of those there. So let's see if they can keep the pedal down. Because, Catch, this has to look a certain way. It's looking that way now. But I agree with what you said earlier. A shootout isn't enough to convince the committee. But a complete destruction is. That's the key. Man, they're re-showing big Texas plays as they come back to coverage here. Oklahoma State with a decent kick return. It's a key point of the game. Also, Catch, a time where we'll remember, guess who gets the ball to start the third quarter? Texas does. They deferred to start this thing. If Texas gets an opportunity to do what Oregon did last night, to get a double, we'll see with the time, but if they get a chance to do end of second, beginning of third like Oregon did last night, this thing could get really silly. Huge moment right here for Oklahoma State. Do you still stick with Gordon? Can you keep the football and at least give your defense a chance to breathe?
Well, I was going to say, you bring up the $1 million question with regards to Oklahoma State now. Can they afford to? I have a feeling they're going to try to be patient. They're going to try to stick with Gordon and live by the one play and one drive at a game mantra. The problem is that runs into the teeth of what Texas does best. And look, they're going first two plays of this drive, back-to-back run plays. And Gordon on the second down run does a little bit there to actually turn that into a gain. But now don't blink, but now it's third down. Now it's 3rd and 5, and Oklahoma State right back in the position that they've been in, 3rd and 4 actually. But I think their best bet is to continue to try to be aggressive. I don't know that they've got the quarterback that can completely pull that off.
Yeah, let's see. Bowman looking for something right. Those back
they are
left.
3 and out.
Incomplete. Good job by Hill to cover the receiver. And I think that was that Sweat coming in on Bowman? Somebody was
it was first time all game we saw Alan Bowman. It wasn't Sweat. It was Baron Sorrell who knocks Bowman down with the pressure.
Yeah. My bad, 88. Great play.
Great play. Anthony Hill was right there. He was going to clean that up no matter what happens. But the pressure by Sorrell forces an errant throw by Bowman. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, Sorrell made Bowman pay for that too. And so now Oklahoma State, 4th and 4, they'll be punting. Can Xavier Worthy get him a punt return? The Big 12's, no, they're going to kick this ball as far away from him as they possibly can. Yeah, it's a nice Oklahoma State bounce. It's maybe one of the best things that's happened to Oklahoma State all game is they kick the ball away from Xavier Worthy along the right sideline. It bounces alongside the sideline and goes out of bounds at the 17. And they're showing the replays right now. Ollie Gordon is officially on tilt.
Was he? Oh, I missed it. Is he freaking out?
Oh, yeah. No, he slams his helmet along the bench on the sidelines. He looks like he's having a conniption fit. It's been a while since I've used the old conniption fit.
Conniption fit. Oh, conniption fits are good. By the way, the Joneses, $5 super chat. This game is over. I said it. Fight me. The Joneses, we're going to remember you said it and not Catch.
Nobody was not me, people.
That was not Catch. That was the Joneses that said it, not Jeff Ketchum. Here's Texas's next play. Straight handoff going nowhere to, I'm assuming that's Baxter. Let's see.
I used to do a post-game show, Chad, with Ed Clements and Jeff Ward like 17 years ago.
Yeah.
And Ed Clements would say the wildest things, and on Mondays, Jeff Ward would get blamed for it.
Oh, yeah.
I feel that way about the super chats. The Joneses just called the game over, and everybody's going to be like, Catch said the game is over.
Yeah, if it gets close, they're going to blame you. There's no doubt. Here's Ewers stepping up in the pocket nicely. Didn't find anything, so he gets 3 or 4 on a scramble. It's going to bring up a 3rd down.
He didn't look timid, though. So
nope.
That he's felt a little bit of pressure on a few passes now. And unlike a week ago, he doesn't look like a guy coming off of an injury to the AC joint. He's looked like he's playing a lot more natural football today than he did a week ago. And I that's not unimportant. It's 3rd and 6.
Huge play for
Ewers not afraid to be in a little bit of contact is a great thing. Nice throw by Ewers.
Pass across the middle to Gunnar Helm, making his first catch of the day. Talk about showing off all your different weapons. Sark is certainly doing that today. Nice pass to Helm, 1st down, and the worst news for the Oklahoma State defense, Catch. They had a chance to get off the field and maybe get some water and breathe. They don't get to breathe now.
No, and instead they get to continue to face a Texas offense that is picking them apart. This time the Jordan Whittington, they're across midfield. Whittington picking up big yardage there, sets up 1st and 10 on the Oklahoma State 44. Jordan's got 3 for 30. No, what happened there? Oh, there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, that's a flag. The way that play developed, maybe you're looking at like a hold block downfield. Yeah, it's holding.
They're going to call this one, I think, on the offensive line. Looks like Christian Jones is going to be the culprit. Let's see what happens here. It's going to be 1st and 20, though. First penalty on the long. Oh, it's hold. It's good hold. They don't call that in the Big 12 very often. So much so that I'm kind of surprised they called that.
Ironically, it happened near that WWE Big 12 logo. That was kind of a sleeper.
Did he have his arm under the neck of the defensive end? Yes.
Kind of a choke.
But they do that a lot in the Big 12 and never call it.
Yeah, that's true. That's
probably look who's back in the game, Chad.
Swing pass to Jatavian Sanders, and he made a little bit out of it. That is great news to see him.
He picks up the 10 that they lost, so it'll be 2nd and about 9.
Could have been just a little stinger in that arm.
Whatever it was, they got him back in the game pretty quickly and doesn't seem to be showing any ill effects.
I like that play, too. He wanted more out of it, too. That's how big of a freak he is. Tight end got that many yards, and he's mad about it. 2nd and 10, though. So get a lot of that penalty yardage back. Here's Blue. Little basic handoff didn't go anywhere there. That
dude's a specimen.
Play had no chance. Yeah, he is.
I don't know a lot about that guy, but he looks good in a uniform.
I'll get you the look on him. 96. Cody Walterscheid from Munster, Texas, Catch. 6'6".
He looks like he's tackled a calf before.
6'6", 281. He's a senior, and I bet you he's done some bulldogging in his day.
Oh, no, Quinn.
Oh, Quinn Ewers with a pick. Is it going to be a pick 6, or do they get him down? They're going to get him down inside the 5-yard line. A big pick for Oklahoma State there. That is, who is that? Nicholas Martin, the linebacker from Texarkana.
He's their best player on defense. He's an all Big 12
God.
player.
That's
my first no for Quinn Ewers all season long.
Can't believe you just brought up the no Danny no when they were playing at the Cowboys Stadium. How dare you? I mean, how dare you? Seriously.
It's what I felt. It's what my brain and my body and my soul felt. No, Danny, no.
No, Danny, no. You're right. It did have that feel. So here you go. Texas was driving to try to go 35-7. Now here's Oklahoma State once again trying to calm it down and get it back to 2 touchdowns. 1st and goal. And there's a handoff to Gordon. Ollie Gordon, after getting upset there, let's see what they want to do with him down on the goal line. This is where it can get really tough, Catch, to use that running back. Do you just hammer it with Gordon 2 more times?
Probably. I'm going to say no.
I like a little
down into this area of the field, and when they scored their only touchdown, they did it throwing the football on one of those quick little slants.
Yeah, I like a little RP.
I don't know that they've got. They might. I mean, they're at the 1.5 yard line, so you'd think that they're going to spread it out. Though they're going empty backs. They're going to see a quarterback draw here. Yep.
Interesting.
And they don't get in either.
Nope. Quarterback draw and a great play by Byron Murphy.
I wonder if Byron Murphy thought the same thing I did. As soon as on the 1.5 yard line, when they go empty backs, it made a ton of sense. And they're going to get an illegal procedure here on Oklahoma State. It's going to push them back a little bit. I'm not so sure that this isn't a good thing for Oklahoma State.
Byron Murphy delivering kind of a body slam tackle, damn near a Triple H spine buster, as long as we have the WWE connection going on. Great play by Murphy. Yeah, ultimately wouldn't have mattered. But you might be right, Catch. This might give him a little space, give him a little chance to run some play action, and maybe get a little something there. That's what I would think about here. Make it play action with Gordon, and then maybe hit one of your receivers.
Well, they're going trips to the left. They got a tight end to the right. It'll be interesting to see what they run out of this. Texas getting some pressure, and it's a touchdown.
Yeah.
And it's exactly kind of what we thought. Push it back a little bit, give them a little bit more room to work with, and Rashad Owens with a 7-yard touchdown catch.
Great day for Owens.
It's if Oklahoma State's going to truly get back into this game, Alan Bowman's going to have to do it through the passing game. And when they've been able to get into the red zone, they've been able to throw the ball. Alan Bowman he's everything we thought he was. He's capable, but also kind of terrible at the same time.
And he's facing the 94th best pass defense in the country. I mean, that's the thing that he's taken advantage of. It's the one thing that we know is that a little bit of an Achilles heel for Texas, if there is one. Ooh, they are showing that replay of Ollie Gordon flipping out. Now I saw that one. But the interception, able to turn it into a touchdown. So now Oklahoma State did exactly what they needed to do, trying to calm things down. Long way to go, Texas fans. Under 6 minutes to go, second quarter. It's now 28-14. Can't make big mistakes in big games, Catch. $2 super chat from Julian with the style points needed. This game is no score for me. I'm not sure if I'd go quite that far, but Julian, I agree with what Catch said earlier. This can't be a shootout. If there's any chance of getting in with a Florida State win, this is not the kind. You don't need this to keep going back and forth. You certainly don't need to make mistakes, but you also don't know, realistically, how many of these committee members are really watching? How many of them are taking naps right now because they're super old? How many of them? I mean, it's realistic. You don't know. And tonight, how many of them are going to be sleeping during Florida State and Louisville? We don't know. But yeah, it's a rough swing. Cat, a chance to go make it again. If it's 35-7, you really got a chance to say you got the hammer down and you're headed that way. Now 28-14, you got to reset. Just reset your brain. And now Sark's got to go back to that versatility thing he always talks about. His team can win all kinds of ways and all that. We just need to see Quinn Ewers now bounce back from a really bad throw.
Let's get some more super chats in here. Come on, guys. We got time. It's a commercial break. We'll get right to you. Zach says, how did Ewers not see the linebacker? Zach, I don't know.
Yeah.
It takes a lot for me to go, no, Danny, no. That linebacker couldn't have been any more, any more obvious that he was there and waiting for a ball just like that. But hey, the good news, if you're Texas, other than that ridiculous throw that Ewers made on the last drive, they're still moving the ball kind of at will. I mean, think about what was going, before the holding call on Jones, they'd moved it across midfield on the throw to Whittington. Sanders comes back in, picks up, they get the ball to Gunnar Helm. Like Texas is still doing kind of what it wants to do.
Yeah.
Ewers has made one horrible play. But other than that, they still really are. And they get the ball back. So it's 28-14. But nothing about what we've seen today makes you feel like Texas is done putting up points. And, I wondered if this was going to be a game where Sark wouldn't take field goals. But if you were to tell me that on this next drive that Texas comes away with 3 points, extends the lead to 31-14, like that's a win. So I think we're in a place in the game where Sark can be a little more conventional and traditional. Like I don't know if they've got the ball at 4th and 4 at the 25-yard line. It doesn't need to be all gas, no brakes. It can be halfway gas and take your field goal and your 3 points and just keep accumulating points. You still have Oklahoma State in a position where they're really fighting an uphill battle, and really only Texas making mistakes is going to be and we just saw it. It took a Quinn Ewers interception, return back to the 3-yard line to get Oklahoma State within 28-14. Can't have that happen again. Just keep doing what you're doing and don't be silly with your decision-making, because I don't really even know what that was from Ewers on that last drive, other than clearly just an awful throw. Okay, you can get a mulligan on that one when you're otherwise 16 of 18. But let's take care of the ball on this possession and see Texas come away with points. Well, they're
Oof.
Okay, so we're off the script now, Chad.
Tried to take a shot down the right side. Miscommunication. Mitchell's coming back, tapping his chest there, I think he's saying, I should have run the go. And Ewers is thinking, yeah, that's what I threw. I threw the go route and you stopped. And the ball just fell harmlessly incomplete.
Thankfully, it fell harmlessly.
Yes, thankfully, harmlessly. But, 2nd and 10 now for Texas. See if they can get a little rhythm on this drive.
Back to Keelan Robinson, who's used more in this first half than at any point so far this season.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. After this next play, we'll sneak in a super chat here if we get a second. We do have one. JDH, we see you there. We'll get you in. Also, there's a chat that's come in that I'm
3rd and 6 with about a little over 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. As Chad mentioned earlier, remember Texas gets the ball to start the third quarter. So how this ends in the third. Oh man, nice job, Jordan Whittington.
Nice play. Whittington makes a good catch for Ewers across the middle. First down, Texas. Real quick super chat, 199. Buy or sell. We're going to double the spread. I wouldn't quite go there right now. That spread is at
You know what? Buy, JDH. Buy.
Yeah, and here's one I completely don't understand right now. Why would you send that? Oklahoma State won't score 28 in this game. They've got 14 with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter, and you don't think they can score 28. Okay, fair enough.
I think your hope is that Texas is going to score 60.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know about that.
Yeah, run out to the right side with Baxter. Does not go very far. So it's going to set up get a couple yards there. So 2nd and 8 or 9. Yeah, barely got a yard.
2nd and 9. They're showing the stats of Nicholas Martin, first team all Big 12 player, averaging 16 tackles a game. That's good.
That's good. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Ewers back.
Ewers going right back to Whittington.
Great throw. Another crossing route for Whittington. Well placed by Quinn Ewers. The short and intermediate stuff from Ewers today, Catch. I dig it, man. To
me, it's always been where he's at his best.
Absolutely. The placement is great. You know what? It was another time when he was in the Dallas area and he looked like this, short and medium. It was 49-0. That was the final that day. This is what he looked like at short and medium.
I said when he was a prospect that I thought he's the best thrower of the football in the short and intermediate range that maybe I've seen amongst Texas high school quarterbacks. It's the deep ball that I've always kind of had some concerns with him about.
Yeah, and just as we brag on him, he misses a slant there to Worthy. Well, maybe not. Maybe Worthy's supposed to go there, and he kind of slowed up on that route. I don't know exactly.
Ewers has 306 yards here in the second quarter.
How about that? Over 300 with 3 minutes to go plus in the second quarter. Just a great day for Ewers. But Texas right now only up 2 touchdowns. I say only because we know today's about a little more than the actual score, but we'll see. Here's a little screen to Sanders.
He's
inside
got that
the 30,
into the red zone.
The 20, inside the 15. You know what? When a screen becomes really dangerous, catch when you throw it to that guy.
I tell you what.
Oh,
check out this balance, Chad. That's JT Sanders has got 4 for 68. Jordan Whittington has 4 for 48. Yeah. Adonai Mitchell has 3 for 78. And Xavier Worthy has 2 for 63. They are spreading the ball around.
Yep. Yeah. Sark's showing off the weapons. He is showing off the weapons at Jerry's house. This is interesting.
And Xavier Worthy is
swing pass to Worthy.
Xavier. My goodness.
It's a shame Xavier Worthy's not going to get a touchdown out of that. He bulled his way to the 1 yard line and he dump trucked the dude at the 1. Didn't get him in though. Let's look at this again.
Did it not get him in? I think it did.
That's close. That might be a touchdown. Let's see. He doesn't go out of bounds.
Does not. He did step out of bounds.
Okay, right there. You're right. That 1 foot, I think, kind of ticked onto the white. Man, what a physical play, though. Hey,
so he ended up only getting to the 8. It looked like he got to the goal line and just trucked a guy.
The attitude of that play still lives, though, catch. I like that from number 1, and Texas fans have to love it. Roll out from Ewers. He just missed one. Roll out to the right. He had Worthy open. He missed it.
God, ever since I complimented him on the short and intermediate accuracy.
I shouldn't have said anything. That's my bad.
You are the jinx.
That's my bad, Texas fans. I'll stop. You know where Ewers has always sucked for me, catch? Short routes. Hate it. Hate it. I've always said he's useless in the mid-range.
You know, I said that in high school, Chad, about him, and I was completely wrong. He sucks.
You know who he is in the mid-range? John Concac. That's who he is. He's John Concac in the mid-range. Worthless.
I was going to say he looks a little Alan Bowman-ish to me.
Exactly. I've always said they're mirror images. Here's Ewers' nice swing pass out to Blue for a touchdown.
That's all we needed to do, Chad.
That's all we needed to do. Quinn Ewers sucks. Texas is about to go up 35-14.
That's all it took was for us, literally for a play. We just had to turn it around.
That's it. We'll just continue to do that. Quinn Ewers, you'll know why we're doing it. One of the worst quarterbacks we've ever seen just made a great throw to Jaden Blue, just out of nowhere, because obviously it's not what he does. 34-14 with the extra point coming. Great drive. Great answer there for Texas, catch, after the nervousness that can be created by a pick and a quick score. You drive the field. You utilize your weapons. Extra point good. 35-14. That is another nice 21-point football score as we're headed close to halftime. We'll see if Texas can take that to the half or at least stop Oklahoma State. Maybe you get a chance for something else if you can get a quick stop here. But that is big. 2:11 to go. Texas does have, I didn't see the timeout situation there, but 35-14 as they take the break. Big drive for Texas.
I'll tell you what, one of the things I did on Prize Picks this week, Chad, is so they gave you CD Lamb on a discount for flex for Taco Tuesday.
Yep.
And so you got CD Lamb at 59.5 and he finished with 116. So you took the layup with CD Lamb, and I had to pick of all of the things on the board that I could pick to try to win $75. I took Quinn Ewers plus Jalen Milroe, 484 combined passing yards. Because I felt like Ewers was going to be good for 300, and then I would only need Milroe to do 200 today.
Okay.
Ewers has 346 in the second quarter.
You're looking good. I think you made the right choice.
Now, who knows? Georgia may do some dominating stuff with Jalen Milroe. So
he might have 90.
So come on, Quinn.
Yeah,
Keep it up.
exactly. Oh, that's good. Texas fans enjoying this one on the chat. Somebody throwing this in because they're doing the math. HM Images. Quinn for 600? I don't know if it'll go all the way to 600, but he's at 346 right now.
You know what? That's a perfect comment, though, Chad, for me to turn back around and ask you the following.
Yeah.
If this keeps up, how long do you leave the starters in the game today?
About 2 drives past where you would at least. Trying to put on a show today.
They're going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. You're trying to put on a show today. You got to do it.
You never have to play Oklahoma State again.
Hammer down. Hammer down. Gundy gets it. You got to go. Dude, with what they did with Arch Manning and the statement they made to your mark and throwing up 43 last week, they have got to keep doing that this week. They got reasons to do it. And
by the way, Oklahoma State frat house kids killed a Longhorn yesterday. Let's get a couple of touchdowns for Brownie.
There it is. Score for Brownie. 7s for Brownie. Absolutely. Absolutely. We got super chats rolling in. $4.99. If the Horns don't make CFP, does Sweatworthy and others go to the NFL? That are going to the NFL stay and play in a New Year's Six bowl?
Greg,
nowadays,
I don't know.
I'd understand if they didn't because that's the way it is nowadays. Love to see them do it, but I'd understand if they wouldn't catch. I mean, it's, business decisions are a big part of bowl season nowadays.
Hey, let's focus on Championship Saturday first, and let's get through the weekend.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's bad energy, Craig. Shame on you.
Thank you for the super chat, Craig.
But shame on you.
$1.99 super chat. I'm here at the game, and it's so freaking awesome. We are glad you're able to see it. Texas tackles Oklahoma State at the 15, coming back on this kick return. There is a flag on that one. Engaging life's moments. Thank you for the super chat. Love that name. And $5 super chat from the Joneses. Say it, Catch. Join the dark side. We have cookies. You ready to say it or not?
No, because I don't want. Look, here's the thing.
Jones.
Do you realize how many people were in my Twitter mentions last night and this morning about Oregon?
Oh, it had to be a lot. By the way, that flag's on Texas.
People have convinced themselves that I had Oregon ranked ahead of Washington going into the game.
Come on now.
Your Ducks. And it's like, my Ducks, I picked the Huskies to win.
Your Ducks. Quack, quack, Catch.
So I've been called a pot stirrer and worse already today. So let's just get through halftime.
That's fair.
And we'll see where we're at then. But
and the key thing here, Catch, is let's see if what's the halftime score. Let's see if it's 35-21, because 35-21 is different. Under 2 minutes to go, Oklahoma State just threw out to the 40-yard line. They're coming out towards midfield. They got tempo going. Another completed pass for a first down.
By the way, still no Malik Muhammad back into the game. Gavin Holmes working exclusively on that left side of the field, although now he just flipped to the other side, and they've got Brooks on the left side of the field.
Yeah, you're talking about a third-string corner. I don't think that's – let's see.
Ooh, they're calling this a fumble, Chad.
They may call it a fumble on the field. Ethan Burke covered it. Sark is clapping. I think they're going to call it a fumble and then look at it, or are they going to call it incomplete? That did not look like he had enough to catch it to me. We'll see. Let's see. Ball is in.
Ooh, it's close.
Oh, that is close. We're talking college football here. You need 1 foot, and then you need to be able to turn and do something football-related. I agree. Great play. Is that Jalen Ford that knocked it away?
No, that was Anthony Hill that knocks that ball out.
Oh, you're right. You're right. That's 0. Great play by him. Great job by Burke to pay attention. I think that's Texas's ball. They judge it that way. And then I guess now maybe let's see if the booth wants to look at it. But that's an awesome play.
I mean, it's a turnover, so the booth will look at it. I don't know that there's enough to overturn that.
Man, a real speed catch. I didn't think there was enough. I didn't think there was enough to make that a catch and move. But in looking at the replay, this is why you have it, to get him right. And I think Texas deserves every bit of that defensive moment. Great job by Hill and Burke. And now you're talking about Texas. You talk about a momentum moment. Can you go get a 4 touchdown lead by the half, or at minimum the minimum on the scoring. Could you go 38-14?
Exactly.
That certainly would have a feel, man. 21 going to 24, a full 4-score lead, even if they're not all touchdowns. Either one of those would be phenomenal for Texas to end this half.
Well, we keep talking about it. Literally before that play, or maybe it was 2 plays before that, but I was thinking going into that drive, if Oklahoma State had a 3-and-out or gave the ball back up, the one thing, if you're Oklahoma State at 35-14, you didn't want to have happen, no matter what, don't give Texas the ball again in this half.
Right.
Because they're going to get the ball to start the third quarter. You're already down 21. The checkmate moment of this game will be, I think, if Texas gets points, any points out of this drive. I even think at 38-14 at halftime, Texas getting the ball to start the third quarter, I'd be very close to saying the O word.
There you go. Oh, hey, if Texas lays a touchdown on them before this half, I'll let you say whatever words you want, because that'll be a huge statement. By the way, Catch, as we're in this break, did you think that I might sing Bob Dylan on the watch along today? Did you ever consider that it'd be a possibility? Because after the last touchdown, Mitchell sent Tangled Up in Blue. That's a great freaking song. When's the last time you got your little Dylan going on with some Tangled Up in Blue? Huh?
It's been a while.
Features one of my favorite lyrics of all time. She was married when we first met, soon to be divorced. I helped her out of a jam, I guess, but I used a little too much force. Oh, what a good song. Tangled Up in Blue. Come on.
So here's the thing. If Bob Dylan and Dusty Rhodes had a baby, that's what you just created. You did Dylan and Dusty at the same time.
What would a Dylan Dusty finish be in wrestling? It would be like a finish that takes way too long and it goes the other way. Is that what it would be? That's what it would be.
He talks him to death.
He just talks. He just keeps going. Hey, the son of a plumber. Yeah, that was a great play to Blue. We'll see who the Longhorns try to show off in this drive. I can't guess, Catch, because Sark is showing them all off today. You laid those stats out earlier about how he's spreading the ball around, different weapons, different guys, Baxter, Blue, Whittington, Worthy, Sanders, all these different guys. Hell, a touchdown pass to Tavondre Sweat, who then did a Heisman pose. There's just been everything in this first half. Let's see if they can finish with a massive flurry. Let's see if they can finish in a way that might make a committee member go, well, hell, I don't even know if I need to watch tonight in Charlotte if this is what Texas is going to look like.
I mean, put the pressure on Florida State to not just win tonight. I
Yes.
really have a hard time believing that they would leave out Florida State, but a performance like this gives them something to think about, and that's all you can do.
Right, and I don't have a hard time believing it because, A, I've seen this committee stuff before, and I also know what we all know, how powerful that Texas branding is, how powerful that thing is going to look, and if it looks a certain way, it's going to be hard to overcome. We'll see if they can do it. Here's
Let
Baxter.
me tell you what this also does, Chad. If Alabama beats Georgia, if you're Texas and you murder Oklahoma State, it makes it much harder to be like, well, we're going to put 2 SEC teams in there.
True.
It leaves you in a position where it's like you can't leave Texas out.
Yeah, 2 bad plays, though, to start this drive for Texas. Just a basic run that went 1 yard. Now an incomplete pass. So it's 3rd and 9 here, Catch, and they are definitely not in. I mean, Auburn's hit some big, long kicks this year, but they ain't there yet. They're going to have to get some of this here on 3rd and 9.
It'd kind of be about a 65-yard field goal from here.
Yeah, right. This would just be like him. You're just trying to get him to sort of show off and see what his long would be. Got to get some of this back if you're going to try it.
Well, we know that Ura sucks in the intermediate passing game, so I'm not quite sure what, if anything. I guess you could throw it short to C.J. Baxter and just let him run for the first down.
Little swing. Baxter
going to be short.
He gets there. Yeah, I'm amazed Ewers even got it there. He's so inept at the short ones. Minute to go in the half. Got out of bounds, which is good. Texas does have
goal at the 38-yard line.
Texas does have 3 timeouts. Obviously, Sark thinks he gets free Jerry pizzas at the half if he's got his timeouts. He doesn't, but Catch, I'm assuming he'll end the half with all 3 timeouts because that's kind of what he does.
I'd like to see a replay of the spot on that run. They're not going to do it.
Wow. That's terrible. I thought he got it. 4th and 1. Texas is going to go real quick here.
How about that?
Inside handoff
for Jatavian Sanders.
Great
first
play.
Down Longhorns.
Yeah, that's a nice play. Make it look kind of like the one where they faked the quarterback sneak thing and went wide. This one was fake to look like you're going to go essentially that. Fake a quarterback sneak look and then go end around to Jatavian Sanders. My God, what a weapon that dude is. There's nothing he can't do. He's already shown it off.
They sold the tush push.
Yeah, sold the idea of a quarterback sneak or the push, just like they did in a previous game. The other one was like an option pitch. This is the end around. Man, Jatavian Sanders, in the era of the tight end, he can do it all.
Here go the Longhorns again, getting the ball to Keelan Robinson.
Yeah, swing out to Keelan. He actually did more with that than it looked like he was going to. He might have gotten 5 out of it. Did he get out of bounds is the question? No. They're going to roll the clock here. 42 seconds. Did Texas just call a timeout with 42 seconds? There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Dun, da, da, dun, da, da,
oh my God, it's so beautiful.
Dun, 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 and he actually called a timeout.
I think it's over, Chad. I do. If they're going to call timeouts and like at a reasonable time, maybe the game's over.
Catch, do you need a moment? I feel like I need a moment. Wow.
I mean, they called it right after. Look, they even put 2 seconds on the clock, Chad.
Sark, single tear. Well done. Well done. You got me.
I think people are watching the watch along and hate our sarcasm.
You had me at timeout.
We're probably not the watch along for you if.
Hey, that's okay. Baby steps. Baby steps. Setting up second and 5 catch with 44. They added time because he called that timeout.
That's what I'm saying. They put 2 seconds on the clock.
I don't know what to do with it. Almost to the 20-yard line with this. 44 seconds to go and still 2 timeouts. That's how that
going
works.
to the end. He's throwing it away. 35.
No, throwing that one away. Okay, all right. But now you still have time. 3rd and 5. So now what you need, if you can get the first down, great. But now you know you're in Auburn range. You're in that 38-14 range for sure. Now can you come up with something to get you to the 42? You called the timeout to actually give yourself the option. Here we go. 4 wide receivers.
You know what I noticed on as they picked Jake? I'll say it after the play.
Okay.
Actually,
5 wides here. Ewers, little swing pass.
Just a bit outside.
Whoa. That was high and hot to Jaden Blue. All right. Now you bring Bert Auburn in. I'm assuming.
No, you don't.
What? No. You got to kick this.
He's not going for it here.
Catch, it's 4th and 5. We're just trying to draw him off to try to get a free one. Trying to get a freebie. Texas lining up like they're going for it on 4th and 5. Are they going to snap this ball? The official is still in there allowing Oklahoma State to sub. So you definitely can't do anything until he moves. He's still there. Now he backs out.
Just stupid.
They are okay. And now they get a flag. Did they get it? Did they get what they needed?
I think they're going to either get it was a delay of game.
Oh, I thought they were going to get the flag. I thought Gundy's guys actually jumped. They're going to go delay.
I'll take my tear back because we've replaced smart timeout taking with stupid game management. And I said it yesterday, nothing in life angers me more than just stupidity. And it doesn't change anything, I suppose, from a field goal making standpoint, but you don't need to be taking 5-yard penalties before a field goal attempt.
Right. Like, why? You had the timeout there. Just if you want to draw them off, then call your second timeout. I don't understand that. This was 44. Auburn
misses the field goal.
44. And he missed, and it could have been 39.
Everything about that's on. I mean, look, they're up 35-14, so there's no reason to make too big of a deal about it. Yeah, that was shoddy game management. and it partially resulted in coming away with nothing.
Yeah, you're just like, why would you catch the two? I mean, we just joked around about the timeouts because, again, he doesn't seem to understand how they work at the end of halves. Why? He's staring at two of them. If you're going to try to draw them off, I basically understand that. Give them a couple, but you've got two timeouts.
And then they ran Auburn onto the field like they were in a rush to take the field goal, and the whole thing felt rushed, and he ends up missing a field goal that probably would have been good if it had been 5 yards shorter. Anyway, we move on.
Yeah, that's
but
dumb.
Sarkisian along the sidelines had this look on his face like, what the fuck did I just do? And then he tapped his chest a couple of times to say, my bad, that's on me.
Yeah.
And it's the definition of being on your head coach.
Oh, yeah. No, that's it. That's absolutely it. You don't need to do it. The only good news is you're doing it up 21, and that's obviously a big time lead in a football game, but you were staring right at 24 and you didn't get it. So the good news too, Catch, of course, is you get the ball to start that third quarter. Best news for Texas now that all that went down. Yeah, they're showing the replay of run the kick team on a little bit. Now run the offense back on, and just the weirdness of that play, and they're going over what was on the play clock and just how Texas kind of flubbed that moment. Man, they got up there with 15 seconds and still had to delay a game. How's that possible?
They substituted, and they got Oklahoma State a chance to substitute. So Oklahoma State took their time substituting.
But Quinn's got to know that. And I don't understand. How is Sark not realizing at 5 seconds? Just call your timeout.
Again, Chad, stupidity.
So simple. It's so simple. All right, let's see if Texas can shut this 17 seconds down. That's going to be big.
I just hate stupidity.
That's bad.
I'm going to dwell on that until halftime, how half-cooked, half-baked that was, because all it requires is the ability to fucking count to 5.
Right, and somebody said, and Blake, the super producer, is pointing it out, and I know fans are going to do it too. They're saying, well, wait, the ref's holding that play up. Yes, that's true, but it's still the quarterback and the head coach's responsibility to see the clock running. That's their job.
That's why you have to call the timeout, because the official is holding the ball.
The official is holding it up. There's a rule in place that lets him do that. There's also a rule that you get to call a timeout if you want to. That's just, that's the extra silliness of it. And you're thankful right now that the score is not, 17-14.
And it was really smart on Oklahoma State's part to notice, and I think Oklahoma State, they're either just going to run the ball here and run out the clock. There's no magic 65-yard play.
No,
so this thing's going to go to halftime. You'd think 35-14.
Yeah, I think they're going to down it.
Texas will get the ball to start the third quarter, up 3 touchdowns. Ultimately, you'd think no harm, no foul, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I got you. All right, Catch, halftime here. Can I get a bathroom break from you, sir?
You take a bathroom break. I'll go over some stats.
Beautiful.
Blake's got the stats up on the screen. For the Longhorns, it's hard to be better than Quinn Ewers at 23 of 31 for 354, 4 touchdowns, and an interception. Guys, you see that 206.2? That's what the best quarterbacks in the country do every week. And for 30 minutes of football, Quinn Ewers performed like a Heisman-level quarterback. That's what it looks like. Now, you get that over 4 quarters, and it's a ridiculous set of numbers. But from an efficiency standpoint, 206.2? Yeah, man, we'll have some of that. Receiving, Sanders, 4 for 68 and a touch. Whittington, 4 for 48. Mitchell, 3 for 78 and a touch. Worthy, 3 for 69. Baxter, 3 for 35. Blue, 2 for 23. How about that? 5 catches for 58 yards and a touchdown from the running backs. Actually, if you include Keelan Robinson in that, 7 catches for 78 yards and a touchdown using the running backs. Gunnar Helm had 1 for 11. And, of course, Devondre Sweat had 1 catch for 2 yards and a touchdown. That was something special. As far as Texas running the football, they really haven't done a whole lot of it. Jaden Blue leading the team, 6 rushes for 26 yards. Baxter has 6 for 20. I told you before the game, Grab CJ Baxter in the less on Prize Picks. I thought that was the smart play, and I thought Blue over 35 yards. He's not there yet, but I thought those were the two plays to make on Prize Picks with the Texas ground game. On defense, how about Anthony Hill? 6 tackles, 4 solo, a sack, a forced fumble. What a half for the true freshman. What Big 12 Defensive Freshman of the Year comes out and balls out. Again, let me say that again. 6 tackles, a sack, a tackle for loss, a forced fumble. Anthony Hill all over the place there in the first half. Malik Muhammad second on the team with 4 tackles. Ford with 2, Sorrell with 2, Taft for 2, Jelani McDonald with 2. The Longhorns only had 1 sack in the first half and only 2 tackles for loss. Taft had 1. Baron Sorrell's got a couple of quarterback hits. Beyond that, Keelan Robinson, 2 kickoff returns, 2 for 34. But man, this was a dominant first half performance for the Longhorns. 422 total yards in the first half. They're only on pace for 844. Oklahoma State only averages 2.4 yards per carry. So if you're wondering about that Ollie Gordon versus Texas defensive matchup, it's completely one-sided at this point.
Catch, so far they're doing what they did, what the teams did to Oklahoma State that beat him this year. Take Ollie Gordon out of it. He hasn't had a touchdown in any of those 3 games, and all the performances. The Iowa State performance was decent, but in the other games, just kind of and that's what Texas is doing. They're making him so far.
Longhorns 5 of 8 on 3rd downs, 1 of 1 on 4th down. So 6 of 9 combined on 3rd and 4th downs. Texas in the red zone, 4 of 4, 4 touchdowns. That is kind of unprecedented for this Texas team. Yep. The only real sour note is the Quinn Ewers interception that led to 7 Oklahoma State points. And then just the mishandling of that's what we did. Chad, you know what? Maybe we should take some responsibility for what happened there.
Yeah, you're right. We gave him too much love for actually calling a timeout, and then he puked on his shoes.
We went overboard with the Sarkisian love for calling a timeout with 44 seconds to go in the half, and that couldn't stand. That was too much love, even if bathing in sarcasm. It was too much love. And the football gods were like, oh, yeah? Watch what happens when we do this.
Hey, I believe in the football gods, Catch. I think they're going to punish Bama later for what happened in the Auburn game. I think Georgia's going to win because of it. So, yes, football gods, I'm sorry. That was on me. I even sang, so I'm sorry.
JDH asks, is Dunlap helping you with stats live, Blake, or is this all you? Nice. JDH, I know this is hard to believe. I can read a stat sheet like perfectly fine.
I don't think he's saying that Alex Dunlap is part of reading it. I think he's asking if Alex Dunlap is putting these stats together.
No, literally, I
think that's what he's asking.
I'm literally reading from the official stat sheet online. So you know.
That's what they didn't realize.
I love that somebody thought I sounded so good with the stats that somebody was helping me.
No, that's not what he's saying. They're referencing how the stats are being put together. They didn't know that was the official stats. They thought this was like an Orange Bloods created stat.
I mean, if they want to really get crazy, here, I'll give you a little bit more. 28-14 Longhorns advantage in red zone points. Oklahoma State 3 of 24 penalties. Texas 4 for 45 penalties. Oklahoma State had 3 punts for 43 yards on the average, 4 kickoffs for 79 yards in the return game for Oklahoma State. And if you really want to get crazy, Oklahoma State had 28 solo tackles in the first half. Texas had 21. Both teams -3 yards in tackles for loss yards. Now I'm just showing off.
There you go. There it is. And yeah, JDH confirms. Thank you, JDH. Chad's got it. I thought I did. I thought I understood you. So, and catch, when it comes to what Texas could have done, this could be 38-7, right? You do what you need to do and kick a field goal. You don't throw that pick, which obviously led to a touchdown. 38-7 is probably the best possible result right now of what we could.
They didn't throw the interception. They were driving.
Right.
You know,
and if you can, if you finish that, maybe it's 45-7, but 38-7, I think a conservative way to maybe look at sort of what they could have. But now they just have to shake off. Hopefully the first thing you say, if you're Sark in that locker room, is that's my bad at the end of the half. And then you just move on. But
was that his worst bit of game management of the season?
Wow. In terms of that, I think so, because
what was the game earlier in the year where they were driving for a score and ran out of time and they had like 3 timeouts left?
I was about to say the one where they went 3 timeouts to the half was bad. So is it worse when it's total, when it's a totality of it and it's 3 timeouts to the half and you get nothing? Or is it this one where it's half and half? You do part of the right thing, then you trip at the end.
I honestly think this is the worst we've seen. And I don't want to belabor the point because they're up 21 and they're 30 minutes away from winning a championship. And Quinn Ewers, it's going to take a hell of a performance by somebody in the second half to take the belt away from Quinn Ewers.
Yeah. Speaking of belts, there's a WWE spot I'm watching now, a Big 12 Cody Rhodes spot that's going on here at the half. This WWE marriage with the Big 12 is bizarre, and I guess it'll continue moving forward. But yeah, it's been interesting to watch this today. Cody Rhodes cutting promos at the half, but hey, what are you going to do?
Is Cody Rhodes still active?
Oh, heck yeah. Cody Rhodes has been back with he was with AEW and helped get that started. And now he's been in WWE for, God, is it 2 years now? 2, 3?
How old is Cody Rhodes?
Cody's in his 40s probably.
Okay, so he's a long ways away from being in the Flair territory.
Oh, yeah, no, he's not there. He's not there. Dude, the crowd loves him. He gets incredible pop. He's one of the big heels. He's one of the big baby faces right now. Instead of the American Dream, he's the American Nightmare. It's fantastic. Fantastic. He's got one of the craziest neck tats anybody's ever seen. It's just wonderful.
Well, good for Cody Rhodes. I had no idea that.
Yeah,
I'm a little disappointed that they don't have CM Punk there, you know, given that that's such a hot deal.
I know. Yeah, I was wondering if they were going to do the CM Punk thing after all that love they got on social media. I'll tell you what else is a good thing, Catch. It's time to go after this 9.5 beer. It's time to get this bad boy out.
Are you doing it?
The Imperial IPA. Hang on, let me make sure I got this thing. Look at this beautiful can right here. Look at that. Look at it. There it is. The Nomura. The 9.5. It's going in.
If anyone is wondering, I just added up yours' second quarter. So in the first quarter, go ahead, Chad. Finish what you were saying.
That's all right. You get your QR code for Pinthouse. If you want to get out to that Pinthouse Brewing, the Nomura is something that's made once a year, and when it's done, it's done. So I had a little bit on draft the other night. Get over to that brewing location on Ben White. They got it on draft, but only until it lasts, only until it's done. The freaks for Pinthouse, like Dustin McComas and others, they're going over there to get the Nomura because it's beautiful. Let me try it here.
So in the first quarter, yours was 11 of 11 for 167, 3 touchdowns, and a 317 quarterback rating.
Right.
In the second quarter, he was 12 of 20 for 187, 1 touchdown and 1 interception, a 145 quarterback rating. Whew. It gives you an idea. Interceptions can be problematic.
Yeah, and it also it tells you we've said it all season long, Catch, and I don't even know, like you talked earlier about how many times has Texas since the Bama game, how many times have they looked top 10 or top 5 or elite or playoff, however you want to ask that question. When is that moment? Since they left Tuscaloosa, have we watched them play 4 full quarters? Because if this team, and Sark's been saying it, I'm so excited when we were playing, because I know when we play 4 full quarters, Man, if this team really ever does put 4 complete football quarters together, it's going to be a hell of a show. I just don't know if we're ever going to really get there. But this is nice. And here's the other thing, Catch. If I'm a committee member, committee members won't care about what we're talking about with Sark. They will not get nerdy and look up a missed field goal. Did you set up your field goal opportunity correctly? No. All they're going to do is look at that score. And 35-14 is impressive. Agreed? That's right? If this stay here, to me, this is we talk about bars all the time. What's the bar? This is the bar. Don't go lower than this. You might be able to get away with 17, but I'm going to say 21 or more. Keep it right here. Maybe extend a little bit. Can you go make it 42-14 in this first drive or 38-14? Go get the field goal you should have gotten. Just see if you can make it around this. 3 touchdowns is kicking somebody's ass. And Catch, I think you and I both believe it's going to take an interesting performance tonight for Florida State to put a 3-touchdown win on Louisville.
I don't think they have it in them.
So I will keep, now we've seen half of this. Plus 21. If Texas puts a plus 21 on Oklahoma State and Florida State wins, I'll put out 17-13, 27-21, 24-20. You get my point. If that happens, what does a committee member do? Because that, Texas fans, is when you're going to need to rely on something so important. They don't actually have rules they have to follow.
It's true.
They do not. They don't have to do conference champs, and they certainly don't have to do undefeateds. Did y'all hear what Greg Sankey said today on game day when Reese Davis talked about undefeateds to him? He went, well, undefeated's not the only thing that matters. If that mattered, then you'd put FCS teams in. Good point, Greg Sankey. Good point. And that's a point that can help Texas. Because, Catch, this needs to be about eye test. The eye test has been discussed, like we said in the pregame. In 24 hours ago, maybe 48 hours ago, you and I might have put together an argument where eye test, Oregon wins the eye test over Texas. But they're out of the discussion. Texas wins the eye test over Florida State. Period. The way Florida State will beat Louisville tonight, there is no way it's going to look better than what we're seeing right now. And I think that matters.
I mean, I don't disagree with you at all. I don't know whether or not they'll do something that truly is unprecedented. But
see,
this put them in a position to have to think about it. And honestly, if they think too hard about it, I don't know how you don't come away. Again, to me, if you're Sark, all the talking points that we talked, as soon as this game is over, it needs to sound like he's cutting a WWE promo.
Yeah. By the way,
and it needs to be, I know this. Nobody wants to play us, and everybody's dreaming to play Florida State in the playoff. I know this. Whatever happens in that SEC championship game, we beat one of those two teams in their crib by 10 points. You just start spitting out all of your greatest hits, and you do it over and over and over until you're one of the talking points. You got to be, I'm telling you, if it was Mac Brown in the middle of the second or third quarter, he's live on that Florida State Louisville broadcast. And it becomes almost about the shadow of Texas as much as anything that's taking place in that game. But they have to do it. They can't assume that it won't be enough to blow this team out. They've got to do the full performance.
What did you think of Sark's answer to the question in pregame? They had him on live, walking the field from game day. What did you think of his answer? He kind of went with the, it's about this game first. He tried to give a little bit, but what did you think of the answer? Did you think it was a start at the promo you're talking about?
No.
Okay.
I think he's got to be borderline arrogant. He's got to be what Greg Sankey was.
That's what I thought too. Sankey's line, Sankey's Sesame Street line about one of these things is not like the other. That was brilliant. Brilliant.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like Greg Sankey showed up and he's working the judges.
Yep.
And he's working the judges with sound bites and clever little smart ass remarks. And, hell, they brought up ticket prices. They're like, the ticket prices for the SEC championship game, the price to get into this game is what it costs all of the other games combined. And he's like, what did I say earlier? One of these things is not like the other. What does that even mean in the context of the ticket prices for the game? But it sounded great.
Yeah, because he's using that SEC, it just means more, all that kind of stuff. That's what Sark has to dial into. Not the SEC part, obviously, because he's not there yet. He needs to dial into that Texas part. The Texas branding, what they are historically, but also what they have been at times this year. And if they continue this, then Catch, I don't even know if he needs to say Florida State's name out loud, but he needs to come up with some version of, I don't know about committees, and I don't know how they do what they do. Here's what I know. Nobody wants to play us. And then walk off. That's the line to me. Nobody wants to play us. I don't know about other teams. I know they don't want to face us. And then make it that. Make that the vibe if you can finish this thing off and make it look pretty. But it's got to look
when the game is over, like Charlie Ward and Jameis Winston hate you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Warwick Dunn, who's like one of the nicest human beings in the world. It's like, I kind of hate Steve Sarkisian. Why? Well, because he keeps on talking all that lip. Yes!
Right. And again, there's a version of it. The nicer version would be what I said. If he wants to go full promo.
Well, hold on, Chad. Hold on.
Then he can complete it. What you got?
We've got Dr. Pepper chest passing.
Dr. Pepper chest pass. Shout out to the girl who redefined the game years ago, because now they just do the chest pass.
Nobody tries to be Joe Montana, Chad. That's not how you win.
Yeah, no, it's turned into a wonderful nerdy event. So
you only get 15 seconds.
Yeah, man, these guys are terrible. I'm
going for the chubby guy.
We're doing play-by-play. I think it's going to be the guy on the right, but the guy on the left getting rhythm now.
Chubby guy's not fast enough with his chest passes.
What was it? Oh, they're tied. 16-16. Catch, we're going to sudden death. Sudden death. What does this mean?
Oh, chubby guy's on a roll now.
I think.
They're getting in.
Is that it? You can't have a tie?
Oh, you're a little bit ahead of me.
Oh.
I just saw it, 16-16. Chubby guy's out of breath.
We can't have a tie? Okay, we're going to have a tie. Double overtime rules is what they're putting up. What should happen is Jerry brings each of them a shot of Johnny Walker Blue. They slam it and then do it again. That should
Jerry is not giving up his Johnny Walker Blue to anybody.
You're right. He should bring out some Johnny Walker cheaper, whichever he prefers.
By the way, who is that? What is she wearing? What is that? There's a lot of material around the elbows.
She got that from the man. That is interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
She looks like Batwoman.
I think that might be from one of the Allman Brothers shows in the 70s. I think one of the guitar players for the Allman Brothers wore that back in the day.
Oh no, ESPN went to a commercial. So
all right, here we go. Oh, now we got a false start. We got a false start on the guy on the left. You should be now kicked out. You're done. What did he do? Wait a minute. He just got one and then he wins? All right, Catch. You know what?
You got it.
I hate to
He's the winner.
Wait, that's it? He just needs to get one? All right.
Flex on him. Flex on him, big man. Flex on him.
All right, that's it. I'm going to use the Alex Dunlap word. That's cockamamie right there. Alex Dunlap, cheers to you. That's cockamamie. It may be the Nomura talking. This is a 9.5. I don't know if I'm fully equipped for drinking the beer I'm drinking, but damn it, that was cockamamie. I have no idea what just happened.
Is an American hero.
It's cockamamie. Just don't understand it. I feel like I've been bamboozled. I feel like, what was it you said earlier? What's the phrase you pulled out earlier that you hadn't in a while?
I don't even remember.
It was good. I can't remember what it was.
All I know is that's the greatest halftime show I've ever seen.
That says something. That and Nelly.
How hurtful. The other dude missed $100,000 because his chest pass and sudden death he couldn't make it fit.
They just needed to get one. They gave him one in overtime. That was it?
In double overtime, it's a one-off.
Wow. Just a one throw.
Unless it's tied. You know what I mean?
That
contest. Go back and forth. The pressure goes on.
That contest really has evolved into something, hasn't it? Really has. It's just changed our lives. They should roll some Papa shots out there next time, I think. I think we might be done with that.
The game. I love that little woman changed the way the Dr. Pepper halftime showdown is forever. Those were two men, and neither one of them thought about throwing that football like an actual person throwing a football.
Until I learn her name and do the research, I'm going to call her Frida Fosbury, but that's who it is. Frida Fosbury changed the game. Super chat, $5. That's a good old reference for you sports fans. Room temperature Bush Light is the name of this chatter. That's awesome. That is not what I'm drinking right now. I guarantee you. $5. Sart Daddy owned up to it. We Gucci. Hook 'em emoji.
I feel like he's drank a few Bush Lights so far in the first half.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we Gucci means, but I like it.
I think he means that like the Longhorn brand is Gucci.
Yes, there you go. Okay, that's fair.
It was like a one-on sentence with no punctuation.
I thought he was saying
it's slightly confusing.
Yeah, I think they were saying he's saying they owned up to it in terms of that field goal. That's what I was still thinking of. Here's another super chat, real quick. Catch $2. Hill versus past Longhorns at a similar point. There's one.
I mean, he's not Derek Johnson, but he might be just a tier below that.
Okay.
Among freshmen in the last 25 years, certainly at the linebacker position, he's only behind Derek Johnson.
All right, Catch, just about ready for kickoff here in the third quarter. Can Texas make it 42-14 and really make the rest of the country go get some lunch? That's going to be a big thing here. A lot of the country will tune out in a good way if Texas goes and puts a touchdown on here.
It's only going to take, I think, a touchdown here that makes it 42-14 would accomplish that.
Oh, yeah. Catch, they're out. You got people that are thinking, man, we can go grab some lunch for the SEC game.
Exactly right.
If Texas hangs it right here, goes up 28 full, then the rest of it's going to be the window dressing. How does it finish? What's the score? But this is a big sequence right here. Texas flubbed the end. They had a chance for a 45, but the 42 could still be really nice here. Flag on the kickoff, looks like. Or a flag before kickoff? What are we doing here?
It's a personal foul on the Longhorns. Means the Longhorns are going to start with the ball on their own 12-yard line.
Okay.
I think Keaton. Oh, no, it was Derek Williams. That was a cheap shot.
Yeah, that's one you got to hold off. Nowadays, in the
old days, that was just called football.
Yeah, they called that two-a-days in the old days, but no.
But
you got to
in 2023, if a dude is just standing, and look, that dude needs to keep his head on a swivel, but the play was over.
Yeah, in the old days, a WWE Edge called that a work towards the finisher. That was a spear in the old finishing move. But yeah, you can't do that here.
A little love tap, but the ball was dead. Everybody was stopping. I wonder if they're going to call targeting on this.
Oh, come on. Let's not go that far. No.
It's helmet to helmet, Chad.
Catch. Come on now. Let's go. Okay, this is a good one. Let's go over some basics here. Because helmets make contact doesn't necessarily mean we have helmet to helmet. The contact point,
man. Ear hold that kid. I'm telling you.
No, the contact point is a shoulder. You can't throw Williams out of the game for that.
It was Jonte Cook.
No, it's Williams.
No, it's Jonte Cook.
Jonte Cook was in on special teams and delivered that?
Yes.
Or that wasn't Derek Williams?
Oh, I don't know. They were showing Jonte Cook.
I just saw him showing Derek Williams on the sideline.
Let me see the play again so I can read the last name on the back of the jersey. Maybe they did that thing where they showed the wrong player because he's got the same number.
Dude, if Jonte Cook delivered that hit, I'm excited as a member of his fan club. I didn't know he could deliver a physical hit like that.
Show me the replay one more time.
I think it's Williams, but
that would be a big loss if it's
and
Williams.
They're done. Do not throw him out of the game, white hat. Lay off. What are we doing? Oh, that's garbage. That is a terrible call. Catch, I disagree with you on that. That is – look at the mouths hanging open on the Texas sideline. They need to be hanging open. That's terrible.
I'm only telling you by the letter of the law of what we've seen all season long. They've been consistent. Look at that. It is helmet to helmet.
No. Just because helmets make contact doesn't make it helmet to helmet. That contact point is the shoulder. That is not a helmet to helmet. He did not use
They are going to call that that is, I've seen that 100% called all season long. I'm not telling you I like it, Chad. I'm telling you that's my expectation that it will be called because I've seen that called all year. I've not seen anybody get away with it. Anybody.
And another hit, and either way, whatever you think of it, another hit to that Texas DB room. Watts doesn't start the game. If you're just jumping in, you maybe doing other stuff today. By the way, shout out to 357 that I'm seeing right now.
By the way, that means he'll miss the first half of a playoff game.
There you go. Of course, because you got to do that. And now Derek Williams is out with a targeting call on the opening kick of the second half. Texas 2nd and 7 now. Ewers rolling left. Nice throw to Worthy, which is going to set up a 3rd and 1 for Texas. That was a nice little throw from Ewers, catch. That's not the easiest throw to make. Rolling to his left, little sidearm sling out to Worthy. What do you got on 3rd and 1?
I mean, you got to be able to run the ball here and get it. And they do. They go a little CJ Baxter action here. He picks up 3 on 3rd and 1. They move the chains. I think it's really, I mean, look, it's 35-14. I don't want to get carried away with hyperbole, but I think it's really important in the context of what you want to accomplish here in the second half. I think getting points on this drive and continuing the onslaught, you're one touchdown away from this thing being 35-21, and then it kind of feels like ball game back on. So eliminate that because I think you can make Oklahoma State quit if you can bump this back up to 28 points.
Hell yeah. The difference between 28 and 14 on the margin, I mean, it's just monumental here. Ewers across the middle, another little mid-range pass to Sanders.
Can't say enough about how balanced this passing game has been so far. I mean, Sarkisian hasn't been this balanced in terms of getting his top 4 guys involved all season long. I mean, we've seen Sanders, Whittington in the same game, but they're still finding a way to get the ball to Mitchell. They're still finding a way to get the ball to Worthy. This game could end and they could easily have 3 guys over 100 yards.
Yeah, no doubt. 4 wides on this set for Texas. 2nd and 6. Little handoff to Baxter. It's going to set up another 3rd and short. That's a great point, catch. Last time I saw Sark be this balanced on an offense, I think he might have had guys named Waddle and Ruggs out there on his offense. The last time I thought he was this kind of balanced.
With a Mechie thrown in there.
With a Mechie. Yeah, give me a Mechie. That kid's from Canada? What? The slot guy's from Canada? 3rd and 4. Let's see what he's got here. Going 5 wides, taking Baxter all the way split wide left. That's a crazy idea. Let's see what they've got on 3rd and 4. They got nothing.
A little false start.
A little administrative. 3rd and 4 is about to become 3rd and 9. Is that Baxter out there? They're showing Baxter on the screen. He was sent all the way out wide left, catch. I wonder if he got out there and then flinched.
Well, don't take the TV for granted because they showed Jonte Cook earlier.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. TV sometimes doesn't have the right guy. Was Vince Young just called for a penalty? That's weird.
That's a really nice play by Ewers. Get it. And
wow.
Jaden Blue makes that catch tougher than it needed to be, but he makes it, gets the conversion, move the chains, and I'm going to say this. I think Jaden Blue's my favorite running back on this team right now. I want him on the field than I want CJ Baxter.
Catch. That's a tough catch for a running back to make. Ewers got it to him. He made a nice catch for Ewers. Now you get a swing pass out to Worthy. Good tackle by Oklahoma State, only allowing Worthy to get a yard. That might be the only yard play Worthy's going to have all day. Really good tackle there from Smith of Oklahoma State on the outside.
Well, let me tell you what. Right now, that puts Xavier Worthy over his prize picks number.
Okay.
For those of you keeping track at home. And Chad, I don't want to jinx myself, but I'm not in a terrible position to cash like a $1,500 payday. Excellent. I need some things to go my way.
That sounds good. I always like hearing about the boss making some money, especially when he's in charge of giving me some every once in a while.
I'll tell you what, if I hit that one, I might just take all of us out to a Christmas steakhouse dinner.
Woo! Come on.
Come on now.
I've heard about those famous Orange Bloods dinners. I've never been invited before.
We dessert and everything.
I might get invited to one of them.
You could even get some lobster tails if you wanted, but we need a few more things to go right, and that probably includes a Bert Auburn field goal at some point. And
third and 8, yeah, exactly.
Sack on 3rd and 8.
Yeah, 3rd and 8 and a sack.
We start talking about going to Sizzler, and suddenly there's a punt coming.
That is it. Yeah, Texas got out of a 3rd and long earlier in the drive, but they didn't get out of this one. They missed a blitzer coming. Yeah, it's just a good job.
Well, DJ Campbell just got beat that time.
Yeah, 52.
It happens.
52 had a bad rep there. And the guy you were talking about earlier that was a hell of a specimen getting off the bus, I think that's who that was.
That dude looks like an NFL football player now.
He really does. Yeah.
I tell you what, he wouldn't start for Texas, but he'd be in a rotation.
Yeah, let's call his name out again. Cody Watershed. Is that who that was, or was that 92? It might have been 92. Nathan Latu. He's big too. 6'4", 265 if it was him.
Tell you what, they motioned the punting crew over about 3 or 4 yards, and we almost saw Sanborn run into a block punt again. Remember, was it last week we were talking about why is he so far outside of the hash marks that that time they almost did the exact same thing.
Yeah, well, that was Tex punter last week that did it, right? Wasn't it?
Yes.
Tex punter got outside the hash. That's how Texas blocked it.
This time, Texas wasn't outside the hash mark. It was more towards the middle of the field where the ball was being snapped on the left hash. He catches it in the middle, and he rolls towards the right hash, and you have an Oklahoma State player who's not even rushing the punter almost get to the ball because the punter just kind of ends up next to him.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
We've seen that now in back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, you're right. It's weird. That it's part of that style you don't think about, but like now you are seeing that more because the punt return teams are starting to react now to the rugby kicks and Australian guys and that style. So there maybe needs to be an adjustment on the other side. By the way, while we're in a break, shout out to Pinthouse. I am thoroughly enjoying the Nomura. Holy hell. The 9.5, man, it's like getting your ass kicked by like Shakira. That's basically what the Nomura is right now. It's like, would you like to get your ass kicked by the hottest woman you've ever met? And you think, I never thought about it, but yeah, that's kind of nice. All kinds of fruits and notes and accents, and you're just getting smashed. Yes, let's go. Get out to your Pinthouse location. They've got Nomura until it's done. And
until they got Nomura.
Until they got Nomura. No, Nomura. That's all I know about it. Nomura, by the way, sounds like a wrestler from WCW in the 90s, but that's another story. It's WWE that's going to be part of handing out a belt, a championship, if you will, to the MVP of this game. But Pinthouse has got $4 off pitchers for your NFL Sunday. Got another big NFL Sunday coming up. Let's see. That would be tomorrow. And let's see. Cowboys already done. They won on Thursday night, Catch. I don't know if you caught that. Cowboys won.
I love it when the Cowboys win on Thursday and then Sundays. Red zone, chill out.
And let's also remind you, so if you get out to the Pinthouse locations, you get that going on Sundays. But also we'll remind you, tomorrow we're going to be right here. Orange Bloods Live, 10:45 in the morning, when ESPN's going to crank up the CFP and let us know what's going on. We will have a little, I don't know, watch along, discuss along, CFP along. You know what we call it? Catch, since everybody's been talking about him. Tomorrow at 10:45, we hit BooTube. That's right. BooTube tomorrow at 10:45 as we get ready for Boo and the committee to tell us what the hell's going on. But if things get weird tonight, if Florida State's getting smacked around by Louisville, if Iowa stands up against Michigan or both, there may be an impromptu watch along. That's why we need to get you to get your notifications.
And we'll be excited to do it.
Yes, get your notifications. You want to know why Catch and I are wearing black? No, we don't just love Johnny Cash. It's because Texas fans are rooting for teams wearing black later on, Louisville and Iowa. So we will be here if need be. Get those notifications, like, subscribe. Thank you for supporting Orange Bloods Live. We love doing it. And so far, Texas is looking like they need to look today. Let's see what this defense does here, Catch, because a 21-point margin's fine. It really is. It's a good look. But again, like we talked about earlier, this does not need to get a shootout feel. These two teams have played crazy close games. They don't need to do it today. Texas can't let this become a close game.
Ollie Gordon back on the ground after a first down play.
Oof.
2nd and 7, but Gordon's on the ground getting attention right now, and it looks like they're looking at an ankle.
Oh, that's not good. Obviously not good for Oklahoma State. Not what you want to see. And we talked about it. Texas hadn't let him be a weapon today, Catch. They've not let him become a factor. Oklahoma State from the beginning made their statement. And their statement was, we think Bowman and these receivers have to help us win this game. We are not going to make this, Barry Sanders type of carries wins this game. Mike Gundy wasn't going there today.
I mean, if you're Oklahoma State, though, I mean, you've got this first drive, I think, to try to stay conventional, what your game plan is.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't get points on this drive, then I think you got to put the ball into the hands of your quarterback. You got to then make Brennan Presley and the other receivers that they've been able to hit today. Owens has been a big playmaker for them. You look at the passing game right now, they've got Brennan Presley 4 for 30 and Rashad Owens has 2 for 41. Those have been their primary guys. They've only completed 6 passes to their primary wide receivers. At some point, Alan Bowman, he of the 13 of 23 for 126 and a 122.5 quarterback rating. You're going to need that guy to have the second half of his life.
Yeah, absolutely. And, let's look at this Texas defense, Catch. Other than, do you give them a little points off because they did give up that touchdown after the interception? Sure. But the interception is what led to that. They've given up one legit big-time drive in this game. One drive for a touchdown. So now, again, can they keep it? Like, to me, I'm trying to think as a committee member, Catch. I'm trying to think of myself as I'm 65 to 75 years old. I'm an AD. I'm an old player. I'm an old media member, whoever the hell I am in this thing. I think a bunch to 17 or maybe even a bunch to 24 is allowable. That feels like an ass kicking to me. And now I got something to think about. So,
and Blake,
I'd love to keep it there.
We got one of your fan club members in the chat.
Uh-oh. Pull Skaggs in from time to time, please. Yo, what up, Skaggs? How are you?
Great JD Hacker. I'm doing well. 35-14. We're cruising. Looks like
say something, goddammit, that's funny.
Dance, monkey. Dance. All right, Catch.
That was funny.
Buy or sell. Blake. More talented Skaggs than Ricky. Buy or sell.
Oh, buy.
Yeah.
But I have a buy or sell hotter than question I thought of.
Okay, go ahead.
Prime on prime.
Prime on prime.
Flow from Progressive.
Blow.
Hotter than Amy Poehler.
That's a sell. I thought you were going to go Flow from Progressive hotter than Flow from Alice, and that's also a sell because I love me some Flow from Alice because she's country good looking. So, yeah, I'm going to sell. I'm going Amy Poehler. I'm going Amy Poehler. Both are funny. Both have the comedy chops, but dude, Amy Poehler? Yeah, I'll sell go Poehler. What about you?
I'm with you.
Okay.
But I just, some people really have a thing for Flow. So
how about Flow from Progressive, buy or sell, hotter than Flow from Alice, prime on prime?
Boy, I need to see some Flow from Alice. Like in my mind, she was a little older. I don't know if I've ever seen Flow prime on prime.
Yeah, no. I sell that instantly. I'll take me some Polly Holiday as Flo. Kiss my
Do you
grip.
know her actual name?
Polly Holiday, of course. Polly Holiday, Flo, Polly Holiday, the old woman in Gremlins that got shot out the house on that weird.
Wait, that was Flo?
Yes, she's one of the great actresses of our time. Are you kidding me?
I never knew. I'm today years old, knowing that she was the old woman.
That's
back
her.
to the game.
That's her.
Alan Bowman, who they need to be elite if Oklahoma State's going to get back into this game, can't handle a snap, loses yardage on second down, and now it's 3rd and 8 when it was otherwise 2nd and 1.
You know what they say about catching a snap? It's almost always important.
They do say that.
That's what they say about the snap. 3rd and 8 here. Texas with a chance with around 8 minutes to go to shut this door, make this drive nothing for Oklahoma State, and get the ball back and try to go.
They've kind of gone to what in the world?
Wow.
What the fuck was that?
Straight handoff on 3rd and 8. Whoa. Okay.
You know what they say about number 20? It's 3rd and 8. If it's 3rd and 1, he'll get you 1. If it's 3rd and 8, he'll get you 1.
Oh, I do love. I don't know what I love more, that you pull out the Walt Garrison joke or that I laugh at it every time. That every single time the Walt Garrison joke gets me. All right. It is a forced to punt.
I think look, the thing is, Texas is, it's not ideal because I think you'd like, if you're Texas, to have already scored in this half.
Yeah.
But Oklahoma State isn't doing anything. And when you're up by 21, nothing happening. I mean, you're still up 21. We're almost 10 minutes into this third quarter. If I told you at halftime that Texas almost 10 minutes into the third quarter wouldn't have scored, you might be slightly concerned. But at this point, no real reasons for concern. Alan Bowman is who we thought he was.
Yep. We've said that about a lot of Texas quarterbacks that they faced this year, right? A lot of guys on the Texas schedule they faced. You're right about that. Defense doing a good job of just kind of holding things right now. Plus 21 looks good, Catch. Again, I'll keep saying it. Think about the ramifications of the day. People are getting ready for the SEC title game. I'm an AP voter. I know they don't matter, but I'm an AP voter. I'm a CFP member, right? I'm a CFP committee member. I'm getting my chips and my sandwiches together. I'm ready to watch the SEC game. As long as this thing stays 35-14, they're not looking. They're not. 20 plus 21, they're going to just look away. Look away. If you can keep it right around this number, you're fine. This has now become one of those games where all of us, everybody that's in the Specs chat, thank you to 335 that have been in. We've had over 350 in today. Thank you so much. Thanks to Specs for being a great partner. Catch is watching the rest of this thing. I'm watching the rest of this thing. So are y'all. But what you got to hope is those committee members, they may not need to peek into the rest of it. If they just think, Texas is hanging one on them.
I think you need a little bit more.
I do too.
If this game were to end at 35-14, I don't think it accomplishes what Texas needs to accomplish.
It's going to be, it's borderline at that point because on its face, it will be enough. But then,
Chad, I don't think Oklahoma State comes into this game with any respect.
But because when you look at the full thing, it'll be like, well, when you know that's the halftime score, then you start to, use that as a small detail. I agree with you, Catch. 4 touchdowns would feel much better at this point. And by the way, we're right around. We're already right up to kind of the scores we had predicted. So you and I basically should have made first half predictions this week.
By the way, hey Blake, let's let everybody know. Let's put that Rogue graphic up. Let everybody know that our guys over at Rogue
there we go.
Still looking for some votes. I'm gonna partake in Rogue right now as a support. Guys, scan that QR code. It takes like 5 seconds to just hit vote Rogue. You do one of our partners a big solid, and we're trying to help them win this contest. So scan the QR code. Just take your phone and do it right now. Scan the QR code there. Someone just did it. Let's get some votes for Rogue.
There we go. Come on, Catch.
From Rogue.
Come on, Catch. Let Catch smoke. 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 Yeah, there it is. There it is. God bless America. God bless Rogue. Vote Rogue. They're the best CBD shop in their area. Do you know what the other CBD shops in their area are doing right now? Not as much. Not as much. Not to the level. Not to the Rogue quality level.
Those aren't really designed to do like 5 at a time, but if you're going to shotgun a beer, that's the equivalent of shotgunning some Rogue.
All right. Catch has got Rogue going on. I'm working on the 9.5 Nomura beer from Pinthouse. We got some special stuff going in the second half. Now let's see if Texas can make this feel a little more special than 35-14.
Hey, they keep giving the ball to Sanders.
Man, Catch, one of our chatters this week said, does he really have only one touchdown in his last 18 games? That's a tough thing to realize. They've used him in multiple ways today. That is the freakiest, craziest, Swiss Army knife that may have ever been put on a football field. I love that guy, and I love that they're showing him off today.
I mean, they're not even showing him off as much as they're just using him the way he needs to be used.
Jaden Blue finishes it off for the first down on that sequence. That was a second and very short, thanks to Sanders. And then Catch just all these swing passes and screen passes and all the like you said earlier, the nice basic throws they're giving Ewers that are turning into big plays. It's been the story of this game for me.
By the way, Sanders up to 6 catches for 80 yards. That shouldn't feel like they're showing him off. That should feel like Saturday.
Right. And I agree.
Because he's arguably the best tight end that the program has ever had. If he comes back next year, he's not just going to break every tight end record. He's going to break every tight end record with a massive gulf in between him and David Thomas if he comes back for what would really be a third season after not playing as a true freshman. And redshirting. So it's 2nd and 13. They lost a little bit there on a play to Adonai Mitchell.
Catch, I thought that was a perfect opportunity on a 1st and 10 to take maybe not a big shot, take a little more of a vertical shot there. That play went too horizontal. Why it didn't work. Man,
there's a flag on this play, but Jaden Blue I don't know if it was going to if he would have done that if the whistle hadn't been blown. But he puts a move on the line. I think the linebacker quit, but it sure looked pretty. It's like, Jaden Blue has missability in his game that's fun.
Yeah, for a second, Catch, I thought they had blown that play dead for unfairness. I really thought they had blown it dead just because the fake was unfair. That was a hell of a move. This is. I mean, obviously, back in Texas up now. You're back to below your 25, and it's 2nd and 18. Let's see if they can get out of this.
And they go right down the middle to Adonai Mitchell.
Nice throw. And
first down.
Once again, did he get all of it? He did.
Oh, yeah.
Great job by Mitchell. Catch. Look at this catch by Mitchell. Adonai Mitchell started doing this at one point of the season. Ewers does not throw the perfect ball there. He reaches out, makes the catch for him. 5 has been making great catches for both quarterbacks this year.
That puts Ewers over 400 yards for the game. If you're wondering, he's currently 30 of 38 for 404 and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He does have the one disastrous interception on the ledger, but he's still sporting a 197.7 game rating, which would be the best he's had all season. He's been sensational today.
He really has. Finishing this drive with a touchdown would be big.
He's off the races.
Is that it? Is it done?
He's done. He's in. And guys, this game is over.
Number 7. I'll shut up, Catch, if you'd like to say it again.
This game is over.
Oh, that's bold. I'm going to have to drink when he says that. Did he stay in? Yes. Yes.
Tightrope. It's a big old 87-yard touchdown run by Keelan Robinson.
Man, I am so happy for that guy right there. I've been a Keelan Robinson fan ever since he came from Alabama, and he had his moments there. I thought he'd have more moments at Texas. Last couple weeks, though, Keelan Robinson's been showing off a little bit. That kick return, and now this one. How far did that play go, Catch?
57.
57?
And now it's officially a blowout now.
It is. And officially, committee members are now turning this game off, getting ready for the SEC, and getting a bowl of Chex Mix.
Bert Auburn with the point after 42-14, 333. And I still say keep going.
Yep. Oh, hammer down. Hammer down, Catch. At least fourth quarter is what you got to think about. To answer your question earlier, you do not stop. And that's this is what I would be doing. You remember that NFL Films moment where Tom Brady is just stalking the sidelines, screaming at his teammates, it's not enough. We're not done. We're not even close. That's what this needs to be. Quinn Ewers, Sark, somebody get on that sideline and say, it's not over. I want 50. I want 50. I want 50. Go get 50 and then come back and say you want more. That's what this needs to be. But huge drive there. Great job by the defense to contain Oklahoma State, not let it get silly that way. Offense answers here. Just huge. 42-14 looks damn pretty, Catch. No matter what else happens today, it's looking really good right now.
That's Robinson's 5th touch for the game. He's got, in his 5 touches, he has 84 yards and a touchdown. This is kind of what I've been waiting. This is what I thought Keelan Robinson, not that he'd go 57 every week, right? But I thought he'd be a guy that would get the ball a half dozen times a game this season, couple in the running game, couple in the passing game, and he's just capable of the big play. This is remarkably balanced.
Yeah,
because
it is.
They've used, if you look at, Blue's got 9 rushes. Baxter's got 9 rushes. Robinson's got 3, but then Blue's got 3 catches. Baxter's got 3 catches. Robinson has 2. It almost is a perfect level of distribution, even though the running game really hasn't gone off until that run. I mean, Robinson's got 64 yards rushing. Blue's only got 30, and Baxter's only got 27. But from a usage standpoint, I love the way they're using the running backs.
Yeah, and just look at those 2 average yards per carry, Catch. If I tell you nothing else, if I tell you we're in the third quarter and it's 5.4 yards a carry for Texas and 1.8 for Oklahoma State, you know that's great news for Texas. And it's clearly even better news than maybe even you could predict there. 42-14. Now you are absolutely smashing this team. Tessa. Love you guys. Still nervous. Not till up 50. Am I okay? Well done, Tessa. You just stay into it. Yelling so loud, my family leaves the room. Hook them. Way to go, Tessa. Way to go.
I love Tessa.
I do too. The Joneses,
Tessa, you're okay by me.
Welcome to the dark side. Embrace the hate. $2 from the Joneses. Well done. Embrace the darkness.
Here's your Aflac trivia question. Mike Gundy has the 3rd most Big 12 wins with 102. What 2 coaches have more?
Mac Brown and somebody.
Would be Stoops would be number 1, right?
Oh, Stoops and Mac?
Stoops and Mac.
Stoops is why did I forget Stoops? Yeah, Stoops and Mac's got to be the answer, right?
Yeah, it's not Snyder, is it?
Stoops and Mac, I was going to say with maybe a side of Bill Snyder as a possibility. Good tackle. Fumble?
No. For a second, I thought maybe they were. Honestly, upon first glance, Chad, this is as close to me in seeing it live as the first one. But I don't think he takes a step. I think he turned. No, it's not a catch.
Boy, that's close. Jaron Thompson, by the way, the guy with the hit. Thompson made that.
I don't think he ever fully has it. He definitely doesn't make any kind of a football play.
No, that was different than the one earlier, but another good job of Texas being all up in the Oklahoma State business there. Now here's Ollie Gordon on a swing pass. That's a nice play.
That's probably his best play of the game.
Yeah, and you got to know
Michael giving him a little bit of the business.
Yeah, you got to know he'll make them.
Ollie Gordon has to be so frustrated. He came into this game, a lot of horns down, very animated before the game. They've really made him eat a shit sandwich so far today. He's only got 31 yards rushing.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I could gain 31.
Yeah, and they're on their way to doing what the other teams that have beaten him have done. Don't let him have a touchdown, and really don't let him get started. That play, and I mean, he's had a one run that was pretty good, but certainly nothing big. Here's Bowman going down the field, and he almost threw a pick to Gavin Holmes. He looked like he was throwing the route to Gavin Holmes. Honestly,
he's not good.
Gavin ran the route that the receiver was probably supposed to run. If Gavin had run it a little better, he'd have had an easy pick. Bowman made a bad decision there. And now it is 2nd and 10.
I mean, Bowman's got to be one of the worst quarterbacks to ever play in a Big 12 championship game.
Wow.
Just throwing that out there. Marinate on it.
Raining on the kid's parade. He's trying to have a good Saturday morning.
Tell me I'm wrong and tell me who's worse.
I didn't say you're wrong. What about Bobby Pesavento? How did he? I'm kidding. It's only because you said his name yesterday. I'm sorry.
That might be right. It's Stoops and Snyder.
It is Stoops and see, wait. Bill Snyder has more wins in the Big 12 than Mac?
That's crazy.
That is something I did not expect. That is something I didn't expect. McNamara, if you're out there, I didn't think so. But yeah, I mean, Mac's whole time he was in the Big 12. That's weird. I didn't realize that. Good stat.
Oh.
That's a good stat find. Oh, what a play. Is that Blackwell?
Yes, it is.
Catch, that's nice stuff, man.
Maurice Blackwell it's 3rd and 10, and Blackwell starting to rush, realizes what's about to happen in terms of they're setting up a screen to Gordon. He drops back, breaks up the pass. A really smart football play by Ollie Gordon there. And Texas Tech is in a position where they've got a punt.
Yeah, Oklahoma State. He put one arm. You said Texas Tech. He put one arm around Ollie Gordon and then used the other arm to knock the ball away. That's a great job, 37. We don't think of that catch as we always think of it as defensive linemen, not DBs that do the rush and then get the hands up. DBs need to learn to do it too. What a great play by Blackwell.
All right. Well, if the game wasn't over when Keelan Robinson crossed the end zone line, Kansas. I'm literally now just name checking everybody in the Big 12.
I think Iowa State's playing well to that catch.
Is that 5 hit from Rogue?
I think Iowa State's playing well. The question is if Cincinnati can come back in this game. That's the question.
Tell you what, Missouri really needed to score points there on that drive.
Missouri. Look at you throwing the old Big 12 in. Come on. That's the future. The future is Missouri.
Maybe, hopefully not the immediate future after this game.
Exactly. Good point.
Longhorns come back out. I think we're going to see them. I want to see them go for 50.
I do too.
Plus.
Yeah.
And they're putting up right now the chances of them getting into Florida State wins. I hate these stats that ESPN put up.
It's so goofy.
Because it's only 88% if Florida State loses. Like, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Because what?
Very scientific there.
Because they'd slip Ohio State in? Is that what you're saying? What do you think?
I don't know. You got to ask the computer. 2nd and 7 here. Texas looking down the field. They don't find anything. Throws it to Baxter for the 4th time today. And now it's going to set up 3rd and long. And Texas, come on now. Look, championships won. Ewers is getting the belt.
Yes, I agree with that.
Let's go get it.
But whatever mindset he was in last week, Catch, where he had Arch in there and he was still being aggressive, whether he was trying to stick it to Yormark or whatever. Dude, Yormark's there. Yormark has to hand you this trophy, but you can put more on him. You got a lot of football here. Like, lean into this.
Ewers is going to go. He's going to scramble for it. He's going to get
there, Quinn.
Well, A, thankfully he got out of bounds. B, thankfully, number 2, he didn't take just a big old flush hit. Yeah. But that's probably the biggest piece of contact.
Ooh, he got up with a little bit of a limp, though, Catch.
Yeah, but it's better than his shoulder getting hurt.
You're right about that. Let's see how he goes down here.
Nothing happened. It didn't look like he folded his ankle or anything. So
no,
hopefully I mean,
he got the line.
He should be okay.
Yeah, and
although he's down on a knee.
Yeah, he is. He got the first down, but he is on a knee. Boy, that's obviously a rough play there. I mean, it's just, you hate to see that.
Malik Murphy warming up. Malik, who hurt his shoulder last week, starting to warm up on the sidelines. So is Arch Manning, for that matter, and Arch has a helmet on.
Arch does have a helmet on.
We reported going into the early in the week that Malik was unlikely to be available today. Now he's suited up. Interesting to see, if it's Arch that's called on here. Malik getting hurt last week on the sidelines, and man, Ewers is down on the ground now.
Oh man,
they haven't really kept the camera on you. Okay, he's getting up.
Okay, there we go.
I'm not quite sure what's wrong with him.
Got to come out for a play, right? Since they had to go look at him, yeah. Got to come out for a play. They're showing his parents because, of course, you do because you're TV and you're cruel.
I mean, he's not going over to like a tent or anything. So,
yeah,
that's the good news.
Why do we keep showing parents in this situation? Did we not learn from like the night my Aggies almost broke Ty Detmer? Like, come on, stop. Why are you still showing their parents over and over? They're not happy. Stop it.
Exactly. Hey, let's show the concern. Malik is in the game for at least a play, 1st and 10.
Right. Got to be in for a play. And
they run the ball to Baxter, and Oklahoma State kind of saw that coming a mile away.
Yeah.
Ewers is coming back onto the field now.
Okay.
It had to have been like ankle or foot related, I guess.
Yeah, I do not know what that was, but yeah, for him to stop like that, it was some kind of a limp catch when he came off. That play, it felt like the right side. Then he lays down, and then it almost felt like it was got the wind knocked out of him or something. He popped right up and walked off the field. It was weird.
I saw this put in the chat, but somebody said he might have been dead-legged, which is like when you get hit in the back of the knee. If that's ever happened to y'all, but that's kind of what it seemed like.
Okay, and he's pumped now. He's egging the crowd on. We are going to the fourth quarter. Throw up your fours, Longhorn fans. And since the WWE is connected to it, you can even add a woo on this Saturday because you're up 42-14, and they're going to hand out
I mean, you could even go DMX if you wanted to. Not DMX, but Generation X.
I was going to say DMX.
I told you I hit the Rogue.
Oh, that's great. You go a little DX.
DMX it, Chad.
There you go. Get a little bit of that going on. Is that what that is? Throw it up. Throwing up X's. Yes, exactly. Exactly. 42-14, Texas adds a touchdown from the halftime score. And most importantly, Catch, they have not allowed Oklahoma State to score, haven't allowed Oklahoma State to get close, haven't allowed them to even get a drive going. Like I said at the half, that's big. Keep it at 14 or 17 or at the most 24. And I think you're going to be good making your statement. All you can do is make the statement. You can't control Florida State. You can't control what Louisville does. But the chances of Florida State winning ugly, and yes, I'm going to use my word clunky, is high. Can you put together a pretty that counteracts their clunky? That's what you're looking to do today. And I think it's going to be an interesting statement, Catch. I think if this continues and Florida State wins by a hair, I think some people in Tallahassee are going to be nervous tonight. I really do. Super chat, $4.99. He's going for the corner. Let me see if I can do this one justice. Let's finish this goddamn thing. That's how I imagine that one was meant. Thank you.
Was that like the Ultimate Warrior? What was that?
I don't know. I was just trying to channel whatever that was with the
It's kind of making me want to hear our Portal Combat music.
Portal Combat.
Can I just get it, Blake? While
round one, fight. Finish him.
It cracks me up, man. I could honestly hear that like another 5 times.
They are going into the portal.
Matter of fact, come on, Blake. It's commercial. Give it to me one more time.
Portal.
Round one, fight. Finish him.
the portal.
We've had our Macho Man request in the Specs chat.
Oh, yeah, because when you get a Big 12 title, you got to have it. You got to have a belt there. You got to have an Undertaker. Catch, sometimes you just got to stare into the flame for an hour. You just got to keep it going. You got to get it done. You got to snap into a Slim Jim, get everything going. Elizabeth, will you marry me? CFP committee, will you marry me? Yeah, that's what you got to do. Super chat $5. Put up the 4, then drop 3 to say farewell to the Big 12. Somebody wants a that followed by. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing there. That's just mean. It's just mean. But this is a hell of a goodbye, Catch. If this continues, Texas will get the opportunity to not only say goodbye to the Big 12, but say goodbye with this kind of win. Make your Mark Hansark that trophy on the way out the door. And Mike Gundy might get to say he closed the Bedlam door, but he did not get to close that Longhorn door. Hell no. Texas ripped it off the hinges and beat him with it at the end, it would appear. We still got a quarter to go. What's the final score going to be? Catch, I like your plan of getting to 50. I think 50 sounds like a good idea.
By the way, I've always wondered if Molly McGrath, the sideline reporter, was named after Molly McGrath, the Goldie Hawn character in Wildcats.
I've wondered that as well. I hope so.
By the way, Jatavian Sanders, 7th catch of the game. They're keeping the pedal to the metal, at least on this drive. Viewers now up to 419.
Damn, that's impressive. Great catch by Sanders across the middle too, Catch. Unlike your typical tight end, man. Freaky catch. Extending those hands. We've seen him do that this year already. What a catch.
Well, great throw, too. That was probably the most arm throw that we've seen from viewers so far in the game. I mean, he didn't do a whole lot other than to let it rip.
Taking a shot. Xavier Worthy. No, didn't.
Well, I tell you what, it's Ewers' kryptonite.
It is.
He just doesn't throw the deep ball well. But when that ball's let go, Ewers has got 2 steps on the defender and just needs to be hitting stride, and that's 7 points.
Why is it, Catch, that when we're talking short and mid-range, Ewers looks like a stud, and when he throws a ball of that length, he looks like you or me doing it? It's weird.
Well, he's never done it well. One of the things I used to comment about when he was a high school prospect was how his receivers at South Lake would have to wait on the ball, right? And I mean, he wasn't playing with Xavier Worthy at South Lake.
Right.
By the way, nothing on second down. So we're under the 14-minute mark, Chad, in the third quarter. It's going to be 3rd and about 12 for the Longhorns.
Colin's got a super chat for us, Catch. $5. Catch does a huge SEC chant. Get us 10% bonus in the playoffs. LOL. Do you think an SEC chant could help?
Can't hurt.
You know what, Texas fans? If it'll help, I'll get it started here in a little bit. When we get under like the 10-minute mark, if we need to, I'll start one.
Chad, you know better than any of us
I'll get it started.
How it works.
Oh yeah, it's like the Rock Chalk Jayhawk. There's no rule about when it starts. You just get a feel for it. If Texas goes and scores a touchdown right now, maybe that's the time. You just got to feel it out.
Xavier Worthy just got his ankle rolled up on badly.
Oh damn! Come on now.
And I mean, he's in pain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's face down on the field. Let's see the replay.
It's one of these hip tackles. Well, not really, but man, the kid lands on the ankle and Worthy went right to it. It's his left ankle, and I mean, no delay whatsoever.
Yeah. That's terrible. And you couldn't really see on the replay, Cat. It wasn't one of those awful. To me, it didn't have that look of a bad, ankle roll in the NBA where you can see every little detail of it. But I think you're right. It's just the defender landed on him. He immediately grabbed. Hey, one thing I'll say, though, what did we watch in the Texas Tech game? We watched 2 different situations where it looked like Xavier Worthy was hurt. And then all of a sudden he pops back up and he's good. Let's hope it's that again. But that didn't look good for one. We'll see what happens coming out. What's the down and distance coming up here, Catch?
It's going to be 4th and 1 at the Texas 49.
Oh, wow. Well, here we go. From that standpoint, what do you do?
I'd probably just punt.
Okay.
I mean, the only thing that can get Oklahoma State back in this game is if you allow them back in the game.
Yeah, you probably got to let Sanborn be Sanborn here, right? You got a badass punter. Let him do
You're
it.
up by 28.
You're at the 49, you said?
It's at the Texas 49.
Yeah, lawn dart. You go lawn dart. That's what you do. You ever play lawn darts as a kid? Wonderfully safe game. Never?
Never had a lawn dart.
I never got to play it either because my parents were smart enough never to buy it. But I had neighbors that had it. I was so jealous. I'd see those lawn darts flying through the air. I would tell my dad I wanted to play, and he'd say, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And thankfully, I've also never been impaled with one of those things. So shout out to Doc.
I mean,
yeah, he was a good parent. Like Doc Hastings knew sometimes you don't need to be a friend. Sometimes you need to be a parent. If Doc Hastings had been my best friend at that time, we would have had lawn darts, and I'd probably have a scar right now at the very least.
It reminds me of when I turned 7 and I was starting to get into baseball, and I asked my mom for a baseball bat for my birthday. And she said no because I would get hurt with it. But I lobbied and I lobbied and I lobbied. And I got a wooden baseball bat for my 7th birthday. And at 7 years old and one day, I went to the hospital because I got hit in the face with that baseball bat on someone else's backswing. And not the first time that my mom has ever done the, like, you'll shoot your eye out kind of foreshadowing and seen it come true.
Did she have a face that went with it? Did you have a face from your mom that went with it that said, I love you, honey, but I told you? They come back with Xavier Worthy being helped off like we kind of saw last week with 2 people helping him off the field.
This is the angle I don't want to see. Yeah, he gets...
Let's see it. Yeah.
Oh, this is not good. He's needing help getting off the field. They're taking him to the locker room. Longhorns go for it on 4th down because why not? All gas, no brakes. Sanders with his 8th catch of the game. That puts him over 105. Longhorns going, I think, for the touchdown to put this thing on ice.
Yeah, and they should be catch. Go all the way back to the first drive of the season. Remember that 4th down play that they missed when they were throwing a short one to Sanders? They liked that play. I didn't hate the play. I hated their execution that night. They did it again there, and it worked. And here comes Baxter with the next run, a 13-yarder for the next first down. Texas now really getting a little rhythm going in this drive.
Now Baxter going out a little gingerly. I can't tell.
Yeah.
I can't tell what he's pointing at. It's like his mouth is hurting.
Yeah.
It's 1st and 10. They got Blue back in the backfield. Looks like Oklahoma State's on the verge of quitting, if I'm being completely honest. They look like there's not a lot left in the tanks, down by 28 in the 4th quarter. Longhorns driving. They didn't look like they wanted to tackle C.J. Baxter on the last run that Baxter had. And I wonder if we're not a Jaden Blue one broken tackle away from this thing being 49-14.
Yeah, you're about to, if you're an Oklahoma State fan, you're about to get to a bad combo of your defense being bad and knowing it all at the same time.
Ewers looking for the end zone, just throws this one away. It's going to be 3rd and 7.
Well, he had time there, didn't he? Just nothing there.
I'm a little surprised they're just not trying to run this game out. I mean, I get it, right? Sark, you got Ewers out there.
I'm about to say catch. I'm not, because that man was throwing up 43 last week with a 3rd string quarterback, slinging it around DKR, getting the crowd pumped up. So he knows, man. He knows he's putting on a show here. This is
all right. Well, they're going 4 wides with Keelan Robinson in the background or in the backfield. Now he's in motion, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Ewers in the shotgun.
And most importantly, he knows Auburn can hit this kick if he misses this play.
And he hits Adonai Mitchell across the middle down to the 11-yard line. 1st down. Nice throw. Mitchell's been good today.
He really has. And again, it's one of those, Mitchell makes great catches when the ball's not perfect. That's not the perfect placement for that ball necessarily. He makes all kinds of catches. He helps quarterbacks out. He's good, Catch. Just the development of him through the year has been fun to watch. And Texas fans
look
had
at
to be
them
so
keeping
happy.
Keelan Robinson in the game, though. I'm telling you, the most usage for Robinson all season long.
That's crazy.
Fascinating that it's taken this long to kind of get into that. Ewers going into the end zone. Throws it to Sanders. Incomplete.
Oof. Catch, did I just see that stat right? Did Texas just go over 600 total?
Yes. They currently have 452 yards passing and 158 rushing.
That sounds important.
Is 6'10" in the Big 12 championship game? Is that okay?
6'10". Committee, are you listening? Wake up from your nap. Are you listening, Mr. Boo?
Probably not, because Ewers' completion percentage has gone down.
Well, obviously, it's not what Bo Nix's was.
Touchdown, Keelan Robinson.
Oh, that's nice. You're predicting it for me. I like that. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's go a little hand. Look at that. Keelan
I mean,
Robinson.
the only reason why I called it out, because as soon as he got the ball in his hands, it was obvious that he was going to score.
Untouched to the end zone, 11-yard run for Keelan Robinson. A nice little statement there. It's not going to be 50, but it's going to be damn close. Going to get up to 49-14 if they can get this extra point. Man, that is a nice drive, Catch. And the most important thing to me that's gone on from the moment Oklahoma State scored that touchdown to make it 28-14, Texas's defense has not allowed it to continue. That's the most important thing that's happened here, because they've allowed this to then become a blowout, to become an ass kicking. And now you're at 49-14. Love it from the Texas defense. And now the offense is just adding on to it. Most important thing is you hope Xavier Worthy's okay. You certainly hope that, who else was it? Was it Baxter? A little shaken up on the drive, but Catch, Sark knows the reality of this thing. He needs to make it look. Oh my God.
More.
What the hell was that?
More.
Wait a
That
minute.
like a baby version. Come on, Blake.
What was that? The Portal Combat? What was that? Holy
that was the end of that super chat from earlier.
Oh, that was when I was trying to channel the That's fantastic. That is fantastic. You know what, Catch? They've said it about me for years. Just super classy. That's all it is. Super classy. He always keeps
what I
it
think of when I think of you, Chad.
Right? Super classy. Never one to be a jokester. Never one to be a clown. Just super classy. That's all it is. $2 super chat from Sean. Is that a framed picture of Medea on Chad's wall? Wait, what? This back here? Right there? That's Aaron Gray from Buck Rogers, dude. That ain't Medea. What are you talking about? And this is Mick Foley. Right there. That's Mick Foley. So no. And this up here is Ric Flair. Medea.
How dare you?
How dare you? You know what?
Medea.
I think way more of both women, entertainment, and comedy than to put Medea on my wall. Medea's not going on my wall. Sorry.
Well, it's funny because I thought it was Betty White last week, and this week we're getting Medea.
And now it's Medea. It seems like it's the constant mystery of what woman is on my wall right there. That is Aaron
I
Gray.
know that's Mick Foley, though.
That is Mick. Yeah, you can see Mick right there. That's good. That's from the time that I got to meet Mick Foley and got the picture of Mick with me in a headlock out at Travis County Expo Center is where I met Mick Foley for the first time. Not many people can say that. What's that?
I said, how was Mick in person?
Oh, he was brilliant. He's the hero you want to meet. And then I got to do an interview with him on radio, and I got to ask him a great question about watching Beyond the Mat and the physicality of wrestling. And he talked about what it was like to watch his kids watch him get all those chair shots from The Rock in a WrestleMania. It was very human. And Mick was literally dropping his kids off at the time, like while we were doing the interview. It's one of my favorite interview moments. Mick's an all-star. He's one of the all-time best. And he's just even better when you get to talk to him and interact with him.
Well, that's good to hear.
Oh, he's the best. Yeah. Shout out to Mick Foley. A true great. And since the Undertaker's there about to hand out this belt today to some Longhorn, probably Quinn Ewers, let's just remind the kids, Catch. When's the last time you sat through the King of the Ring, Hell in the Cell, Undertaker versus Mick Foley match? Like you need to do it every year just to cleanse your soul. Kids, go watch that from the late 90s. It is one of the greatest matches ever.
The younger you are, the better, actually.
Oh my God, absolutely. And it
prepared
will
you for all of life's important teachable moments.
No matter what you've seen in your life, it will shock you, I promise. And you will come out of it probably not using the word fake to describe professional wrestling.
Longhorns go onside kick. No, that didn't happen.
No, they didn't. They kicked it deep. It's a good try, though. I like that. That would be a great onside kick opportunity, wouldn't it?
Oh, that would be Buddy Ryan level of FU.
Yeah. That'd be all gas, no gas at the same time.
Right? I think we've probably seen the last of Quinn Ewers maybe today.
This is the time, Catch. You were asking earlier about when do you do it. I think now, man, if this is not enough of a statement, then you just have to say FU to those committee members. You just have to say FU boo. So, yeah, with 10.5 to go to make the statement, now you get to make that statement. We hung 49. Theoretically, we're going to take our starter out. Now, you got to stop them here. You can't let Oklahoma State score.
We haven't had the pick 6 yet.
Yeah, assuming they don't score. That's a great point. They haven't done this with a lot of, like with Texas Tech. They did it with a lot of quirky scores. We haven't had quirky scores, right? No special teams. I'm going over it in my head. No special teams, no defense.
No, you're right.
Yeah. And no, it wasn't like a fumble was recovered on the 5-yard line or anything like that.
Like one of Oklahoma State's scoring drives came on essentially a 3-yard drive because of an interception.
Yeah.
Exactly. Haven't had any cheapies.
Yeah. It had been a lot of cheap stuff. So now it's about you contain this drive. Don't let this drive turn into certainly a touchdown. I'll just say you could even let this drive be a field goal and you're still destroying them. But you'd love to keep it at 14, get the ball back, and then, yeah, I agree with you. Then you go Malik, handoff, show off Jaden Blue. Then you go Tangled Up in Blue. Then you go full Bob Dylan album cut and just let that run game take over. That would be great. Man, I'll tell you what, Catch, how about this goodbye tour for the Longhorns this year? When you really sit and think about it. I mean, just sit and think about what they've been able to do. They'll get plenty of opportunities to beat the Sooners again. But, boy, have they said goodbye to this Big 12 the way it's going now, although now they let this dude run wild and free. I'm going to shut up and just take a drink of beer. Down to the 35. Damn. I'll just say it so y'all don't have to chat it. Shut up, Aggie. There you go. All right. I didn't mean to do that. It was looking good. I shouldn't have said anything. This just in from Joe K. Bold statement, out on a limb, Joe K. Ollie ain't getting a Heisman. Okay, Joe. Good to see you. Thank you for being a part of it today. Thank you for 370 I see right now in the Specs chat. Joe says Ollie Gordon not getting the Heisman.
But, that wasn't a – are they –
now that's a close to an interception, no? I mean,
that was a pretty clear incomplete pass, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're calling it incomplete. Just another good play, though, by the Texas defense, being right there. Jaron Thompson's the one they're showing. So I'm assuming he's the one that makes this hit. Let's see. Catch.
He just never quite had complete control of it.
Ooh, I don't know. It's closer than I thought it was.
The ball's moving even before the hit comes.
He's trying to
moving around.
Yeah, you're right. He's trying to kind of reset the ball. So that's why it's not there. But good job by Jaron Thompson to put a lick on him.
I mean, I really wonder if he'd have caught that ball. Thompson, the ball looked like it was about to slip out of his past the upper plate of his shoulder pads, and then the hit came. And he might have Jeff Ketchum that ball when it was all said and done if given a chance.
Another bad snap, but Bowman able to catch it, and then actually a good little swing.
And I tell you what that does. It puts Presley over his Moore number in receiving yards on Prize Picks.
Is that good or bad for you, sir?
More, it's good. I need a few more things to happen to win $1,500.
Excellent.
But that was one of them I needed.
Come on, Prize Picks. Let's get the boss some money. Can we do that?
I need Bert Auburn to get one more kicking point.
Come on, Bert Auburn.
And I'm afraid I'm not going to get it.
Come on, Sark. Let's get Bert Auburn something else here. First, let's see if we can get Texas to stop this 3rd and 2. Oh,
I really
that
need
is
the clock to slow down.
that is extremely helpful. Catch
I
best way,
got to get some. Texas got to score, man.
catch best way to stop.
$1,500 for Orange Bloods if Auburn can get one more kicking point.
Catch,
That field goal's haunting me, Chad.
It is. I know. It's bad. It's bad. But I've always said, Catch, best way to stop a 3rd and 2, have the offense run a play that is designed to go -4. Like, that's a beautifully terrible play by Oklahoma State on 3rd and 2. They're going for it on 4th and 3, but now there's a timeout.
Oh, now we're at the stage where I'm bemoaning my prize picks.
So now you're telling me if Bert Auburn could have just hit a kick, had Sark just done that the right way, you'd be okay on Auburn?
If Auburn look, what I'm telling you is this. I'm an Auburn point away from $1,500.
Oh, dear God. Come on now. That's not right. You know, Catch, this is why people don't gamble. It really
is the reason why people don't gamble.
It is, yeah. It really is. It's
exactly the reason.
It is. That was I didn't mean to make that the hey Chad, grab the knife and stick it between Catch's ribs and then explain to him like that. Yeah, right. That is bad. Yeah, that really is. I mean, honestly, Catch, that's the only little moment, the little skosh, the iota of this game that is negative, because otherwise it would be 52-14 right now.
Everything else,
man,
I've been exactly right about.
52-14 would be staring him right in the face. Hey, we still got
you know who talked me into it? Alex and Sukamel.
Alex Kakamami Dunlap talked you into it, and now
all I
you
could talk about on Prize Picks was Auburn and the kicking points. Auburn and the kicking points.
And you know what? Alex Dunlap ain't got nothing to say to you today, but hell, Catch, I didn't not call that timeout. I didn't take a 39-yard field goal and make it 44 on purpose.
Look, it's only $1,500.
Hey, Catch, you know what they say about 39-yard field goals, don't you? They're better at 44. No, they're not. That's not what they say. They say
I don't even need a long field goal. Yeah. I need a point.
Yeah.
A 20-yard field goal is the same as 50 for me.
Film study. By the way, film study this week for Sark and the coaches. Here's your film study. Ready? That right there. Right there. That's the film right there. If you do that, you'd add 3 more points. Super chat $4.99. We are all Louisville Cardinals tonight. Tweet. Hook up emoji.
Tweet.
Yes, he's going for the corner. That's why I rock the black. By the way, this is the poncho, the short sleeve black poncho, ponchooutdoors.com. One of the sponsors we have on the Outsider show. It's a lovely garment. I've also got the Blinky shirt going on today. Shout out to those of you that know I blink too much. That's why I'm wearing the black. Catch is wearing the black. Black and red with Louisville. Black and yellow with Iowa. That's what you need tonight, Texas fans. You need it to be ugly. You need it to be a phone booth. You need it to be like the worst fight in UFC history with non-punching. That's what you need. Catch.
What I need is one more goddamn point is what I need.
Catch, you know what we need tonight? You're a UFC fan enough to know this fight. What we need tonight in the ACC and Big Ten games is the Stephen Wonderboy Thompson against Tyron Woodley fight. That's what we need. Do you remember that fight? One of the dumbest looking fights I've ever seen in my life. That's what we need tonight. That'll get Texas into the playoff, guaranteed.
Oh, wow. Oklahoma State threw kind of a Hail Mary ball down the left sideline.
Can't let them do that.
I don't quite know what Jahdae Barron was doing. I don't think he knows what he was doing. To the setup, we got beat. Well, that's what he knows what happened. And then once he got beat along the line of scrimmage, it was all downhill from there. First and goal at the 3. This will be the 9th play of what's been an 86-yard drive up until now. Remember, they got the ball at like the 12.
Yeah, that's true. Texas red zone defense has been really good. Let's see if they can stop it here. This will be the time
to let Ollie Gordon have a moment of joy in this game.
Yeah, right. Make sure Ollie Gordon actually wants to get on the bus to go home.
Ollie Gordon talking smack in a 49-14 game after he gained a yard on 1st and goal.
Is that get it? Yeah. If I had a different coach and they actually believed in me. Yeah, all right, dude, calm down.
All right. Well, Ollie Gordon, he's not going to be happy, but Oklahoma State gets a touchdown. It's no longer 49-14. It's now 49-20, pending the extra point. Do you go for 2?
So 49-20. Let me see, Catch. What are the
Well,
metrics?
the binder says kicking the extra point makes it a 28-point game.
I was gonna say, do we call Dan Lanning on this one? Because you and I would not be the ones to ask, because we would just use football logic. They're using some other brand of logic I don't understand here. So yeah, they're gonna kick the extra point. And like I talked about earlier, I would allow it again for a complete blowout. I would allow the 17. I may have even stretched it to 24. This is going to be 21. You're still talking 4 full touchdowns. This is still an ass whooping. Like if you're a Texas fan and don't get into the weeds of this. Don't get crazy. Jay Lee, $2 super chat. Barron has not had a good game. Shell of himself. I wouldn't go that far. He's had some moments.
He hasn't been great.
No, not located the ball even once today. Google Scholar 199. He's had I don't know. He's had a couple plays, but he has also been beat a couple times.
I mean, he hasn't been good. It's okay. You're up by 4 touchdowns. If that's the biggest concern of the game, other than Xavier Worthy being on the sideline in a boot and crutches, it's a good thing they don't have a game next week. But, God, well, look. If they make the playoff, it's can Xavier Worthy get back in time for the playoff of whatever that is?
Yeah, because they showed Xavier Worthy, I think, on the broadcast in crutches. On crutches. That's obviously
if it's not a playoff game. Is that the end of Xavier Worthy's Texas career?
Yeah, maybe.
Because I don't know. I mean, if he's hurt going into a non-playoff bowl game, I don't know what incentive there is necessarily for him to risk anything with combine and everything right around the corner. It's one of the things, the difference between what this team looks like for whatever bowl game it plays in. What happens with Florida State and Louisville might determine what happens with Xavier Worthy with regards to the next few weeks, not knowing at all how serious the injury is. Yeah. He's been Superman as it relates to these kinds of things. So, it's not completely out of the realm of possibilities that he would come back and be ready like in a week if needed.
All right. So real quick, we've got a chat in here. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Sorry. Go back to that one. Somebody just throw that one back up, Blake. Thank you. 199 with all Jaday's given us. I can't let this slide.
I can.
Oh, I can let this slide. There you go. I can let this slide. Google Scholar, thank you for that one. Also, Mitchell throwing in something about this defense, Catch. Pete K for you. His defense late in games just have to give shit up. Plays conservative and soft coverage a lot. When will coaches learn? Playing not to give up scores, giving up scores every time. Yeah, it kind of had that feel. You would have loved to have seen that stay at 49-14. You're still whipping them, but it could have been a little better. So we'll see how it ends up here. And even though that happened, Catch, then the question to me would be, is it still, if you made the decision to take Ewers out, do you still stay with it?
Good question.
Because I would have at 49-14, there's no way I let him back in the game. Now I'm
with the Ewers injury, now I think I'm at a point where
the Worthy injury.
Yeah, with the Worthy injury, I might be at a point where I just want to get everybody out healthy now.
499 super chat. Well done. He's going for the corner. Texas defense holding Adrian Peterson reincarnated to 13 for 34. Ha! Well done. Well done.
That is well done.
I hope
I said, that. I know Adrian Peterson. I've met Adrian Peterson. I watched Adrian Peterson in his prime. That young man is no Adrian Peterson.
I did not think of Adrian Peterson one time this season watching him play. And I mean that as no disrespect to him and every bit of respect to Adrian Peterson.
Like, did Adrian Peterson do everything that he did in his career so some dude named Ollie Gordon can run roughshod over some bad Big 12 teams and get compared to him?
That is just silly, man. Hey, did you see the hottest woman at the wedding? I did. She looks like Jessica Alba. Whoa, easy. She looks.
By the way, Malik is in the game.
Yep. Okay. So now it's 6:26 to go. This is Sark saying they're going to try to kill this time. They're going to start with a pitch out to, Savion Red. So they're really sending the message here of what they're doing.
Yeah, the backups are in. I see Cole Hudson.
No doubt.
See Connor Robertson. We are backups all in the game at this point, which means that if you had Jaden Blue on the over in rushing yards on Prize Picks, he's going to finish 3 yards short.
Oh, damn. It's not good. Not good. 2nd and 7 now. Just expect to see a lot of running from Texas. Here comes another one. It's Savion Red again, and he gets the first down.
Could I get a Savion Red touchdown?
Move that clock.
Give me that extra point.
Hey, you could get it, Catch. You could get yourself a 6.5 minute Alabama style kill the clock here if Texas can keep getting first downs. By the way, when they show Ewers on the sideline and Paul Christ is standing next to him in a Longhorn burnt orange hat and a white hoodie, it just looks weird. Paul Christ wearing Longhorn stuff still looks weird. It's just odd.
You know what Sark wants here? He wants his end of Alabama game run drive.
Absolutely.
He just wants to pulverize this team and run the whole clock out. And that will be like warm jelly.
That's it. Sounds good. That's why a handsome man just mentioned it. That would be the best ending to this at this point.
I mean, for Sark, if that's the way it could end, what would it feel like? Warm apple pie.
That would be good. That would be good. 199 Google Scholar. I saw Adrian Peterson in Hobby today. All right. Fair enough.
You got my American Pie reference, right?
I did. That was very good.
Okay. I was like Jim, fucking the pie. Come on.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. I'm glad you said it out loud. That was great.
Well, because you gave me no acknowledgement.
I know. You were right there. No, you were right there. No, I was there. We're of the proper age where the American Pie reference is good. Kids, if you haven't seen the original American Pie, I don't know if I'd tell you to go after the sequels. Go see the first one. The first one's phenomenal.
I kind of like the sequels.
Me too. But just go with the first one.
When Jim shaves his pubes in 3 and it gets on the cake, and then Stifler has to go get flowers and a cake, and I liked the wedding. I liked American Wedding.
Oh God, when they would put Stifler in an adult moment, it was so great. Make Stifler grow up in front of our eyes. Another first down for Texas. Who was that? Is that Jonte Cook? Jonte Cook,
who was not ejected earlier for
he was not ejected
targeting.
Earlier. Call your DeSoto friends. Tell him he's still in the game. Jonte Cook is in. They just showed a shot of Xavier Worthy on the sideline. Maybe good news that he's standing on the sideline. Maybe there were crutches involved, but I don't think he was sitting down. So
no, he's on crutches. So
right.
I mean,
maybe good news that he's at least standing in some regard.
Now we are getting to the Trey Wisner part of the proceedings.
Go.
They're going to run this clock out, Chad, and they're not going to get points. And I need a moment to kind of just put my head down.
I know. Good news
I'm rubbing my scalp.
Good news is if you love your DeSoto Eagles, 2 of them might be helping to close this door. Bad news is if you're like old Uncle Ketch and you need more points and you need some prize picks and you need all
I hate you, Alex and Jason.
Yeah.
See, I'm going to get Jason in the postgame show here in a little bit, and you better believe I'm bringing up this whole kicking points thing that they talked me into.
Yeah, somebody says, let's put one more on the board. I'm good with 56-21. Wait, Blake, the super producer, says Arch is in. Arch is in.
Arch is in. Blake, we would have noticed that because they changed
Arch Manning.
But thank you.
I would not have. I don't think I would have noticed. I've been drinking a 9.5.
That they literally have the camera on Arch Manning and have a billboard on the screen announcing who he is.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if I would have noticed, but
I need Arch to keep it. They're one play away from probably just victory formation.
Yeah. They're closing in on it. They are going to be happy.
Come on, this isn't good enough. This isn't enough style points.
They're going to be happy with 49-21, 4-touchdown victory. Catch, remember, these committee members aren't watching every little detail. I don't know. Well, this week, I guess they are watching every little detail, but come on, 4 touchdowns?
I don't think it'd be enough to get them over an undefeated Florida State.
Oscar's there, $4.99 super chat. He says, how about those horns, guys? Amazing environment at AT&T. Intoxicated AF. 3 hook'em emojis. Thank you, Oscar. Get home safely, brother. We appreciate you. Super chat, $5 from Jay. Speaking of American Pie, that was my nude scene favorite with Shannon Elizabeth. I was 18. Jay, it's not bad. It's certainly not bad.
It's hard to go wrong with that one.
Shannon Elizabeth, Texas girl from Waco, I believe.
You're damn right that's a Waco girl.
Mm-hmm.
Clicking her mouse on that in that movie.
No doubt about it.
Before you even clicked a mouse.
Yeah,
They didn't even know what clicking a mouse was in 1999. She was a trendsetter.
She was a pre-mouse clicker if there ever was one.
She was clicking that mouse before clicking mouses was cool.
My goodness. 120 and counting. Just
told you we're basically in victory formation.
Yep. 2nd and 10 here. Obviously, if Texas gets this, I mean, they're getting this first down. I don't know how critical it actually is, obviously, but now we're just trying to figure out, does Texas get to
Xavier Worthy just went live on Instagram.
Excuse me?
Xavier Worthy just went live on Instagram.
Oh my God.
I just got the notification.
Come on.
Where's Xavier? I want to see on national television Xavier going live on Instagram Live. There's hugs. We're one play away. Oklahoma State has quit. Quinn Ewers about to get the belt.
Wow. All right, as we get ready to wrap here, victory formation, there's your QR code. Thank you, Blake, for that. And thank you, Pinthouse, for helping us with the watch-alongs all season long. The Nomura is excellent. I'm almost done with that. They do incredible work. Texas Tippett, whoop that ass today. SEC you later. I guess now's the time to do it, Catch. SEC.
That's my first SEC chant.
There you go.
Hey, guys, Steve Sarkisian's a champion. Your Texas Longhorns are Big 12 champions in and out. And for the first time in 14 years, live it up, guys. This does not happen all the time. Oscar is drunk AF. He ain't ever seen this before in his lifetime. What a moment for you guys.
Great.
And Moody, I understand where you're coming from. I really do.
Let Auburn kick it. Yes, exactly. Super chat 5 from the Joneses. Big 12 ended as it started. Oh, that's true. Texas bookends it today, running through Austin. Bye-bye, Big 12. See you never. Texas wins the first Big 12 championship, and then they win the last Big 12 championship that they can go get. Casey with a $10 super chat. Chad and Catch, thanks for the awesome time on the watch-alongs this season. Feels so good to exit the Big 12 with the horns up on hand and a middle finger on the other. Hook 'em MFers. How about that?
One last super chat. Only 31 yards rushing. That is dominance. You're right. And Joe, I think he's sending that from AT&T. Thank you very much. Chad, it's been a fun regular season. We got more to go. We literally will be doing this tonight, methinks, but wrap us up.
That's right. Until maybe later when there's a watch along, we wrap it up here. Texas 12-1, Big 12 champs, and now we'll see what happens later on. Post-game show, we know that's coming with Catch, with Sukamel, and Anwar is live at Jerry's Spaceship, giving you all the comments there and everything the players and coaches have to say. So get to Orange Bloods live. Thanks for getting the likes. the notifications, getting subscribed. We're heading towards 18,000 subscribers, and the Longhorns are headed towards some kind of postseason. Let's see how big it is. Remember, if we need to watch along later, we're going to jump back on with Orange Bloods Live. We will be back on tomorrow morning at 10:45 in the morning. Thanks to Pinthouse for being who they are and being a great partner with the watch-alongs. Thanks to Specs for helping out with the chat as well. Texas, 12-1, Big 12 champs. Let's see if the committee really likes that, even if certain things happen tonight. We'll be back with you tomorrow for sure. Post-game show is coming. Orange Bloods Live. Just keep it right here. Texas wins 12. See ya.